We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Ooh-wee. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a day yesterday. What a weekend. A lot has happened. Dell's back. Dell's getting situated. But I think he wants to thank all the viewers. So we'll wait for him to turn his mic on.
I'm back.
Dell, how's it feel being a married man?
I have a new name.
Yeah?
I never use this word, but I think it fits right. I don't even know what it means. I have a new moniker. Is that fitting?
It sounds good to me.
I heard it before, so I felt like it was the right moment. My name is HD now. I'm husband Dell. When I have on the casual hat, I'm husband Dell. When I take it off, I'm back in my old mode. So be ready and be aware.
Fire. Chat, I see you bringing Shaq up. Shaq is actually going to tap in like an hour, I think. So stay tuned.
I got my ring on.
Stick around. Fire.
After I make husband Dell takes, I go like this.
Got some new hardware. Adding to the collection. Fire. Wow. Husband Dell elite. We got Kurt and Tucson on the show today, fellas. Thank you for joining us.
Yo, what up?
Thank you for joining us. I don't really have any announcements to make, so I feel like we should just get right into addressing the elephant in the room. Chat's already brought it up. If you watch Fluent and Chill, or if you've been on TikTok today, an hour before the show started, you may have seen this take from Fluent. Fluent and Chill, by the way, every Tuesday, Thursday on Player's Choice. Fluent said that Kevin Durant is essentially no longer a superstar. Kevin Durant is no longer a superstar. You can go watch the full episode for the entire breakdown. I don't recall everything that was said, but essentially, I just want to hear your thoughts on Fluent. I mean, it doesn't matter about the justification.
Don't bail him out. It wasn't no longer. He said he's not a superstar. It wasn't no clarification that he was one and he wasn't one. He just said he's not a superstar. I watched it over. I scrolled to 36 minutes, like JD told me to.
So what was his reasoning?
I honestly don't understand. I feel like he had no reasonings. That's because he named 4 superstars. He said LeBron James. He said, which is weird because one is not a superstar because they got swept in the playoffs, and one is still a superstar and they didn't make the playoffs. That was the first thing that was weird. Mm-hmm. Then he said LeBron, Giannis, Joker, and Steph. That was it. That was his 4. And it was just holes in his argument because all 4 of those are superstars. It's weird because I was more so now. I don't even get the superstar feel from Jokic, but to back-to-back MVP, he's a superstar. Yeah. So whatever. So I don't know his reasonings for what it was behind it. I still don't understand. He kept going back to. I don't know what he was going back to. Like I'm still baffled. I watched it. Chill was hitting him with pointers down and right again, and he's still. I don't know. And then Ron said he agreed.
Fluent's a very ignorant man sometimes.
Not really about ignorant, because he's been on the show a couple times. A couple of times we've spoken. It seems like he made sense, but I never get this. I'll never understand that.
Dell, I do gridiron with him, bro. Trust me. He when he's stuck in his ways, bro, he gets stuck in his ways, and it's like you can hit him with all these points that you want, bro. He's just not gonna listen, bro.
The only thing I could say is that like that take, it doesn't even make. I can't even process how to like say it's wrong if I don't know why he said it, because I can't even think of a reason why someone would say that. Like, yeah, he didn't have a good playoff series, but that seems like we not remember him averaging 30 this past season? Is that not the type of thing that makes you a superstar?
Is Bradley Beal a superstar?
Yeah, I get that. I knew that was coming. I knew that one was coming, but it's okay.
But it's
It's a genuine
different.
question. Is he?
No,
Because
no,
he
no.
averaged 30.
It's different. It's different between KD and Bradley Beal because we just seen last year KD elevate his game to put his teams in positions to be successful in the playoffs. So we know what he can bring both in the playoffs and the regular seasons. So Bradley Beal, we really haven't seen that from him ever.
Yeah, not to mention KD's a champion. He's a 2-time champion, and he did it in OKC before he even went to Golden State. He was winning. He didn't win any chips, but like he was winning at a consistent level. He was a perennial Western Conference Final.
If you're gonna say that he's not a superstar, then you would have to tell me or show me that he got worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
does
don't-
superstar have to do with how good you are as a player? Like, is that what it means?
Yeah.
honestly don't know I think it comes with more so as the ability on the court and off the court, the field, it's simple. It's like it's not as simple as people say it because, like you said, Bradley Beal averaged 30, but he doesn't have the superstar feel or whatever it may be. But it's bona fide about 7 and maybe 8 superstars and past superstar. That's like many people could view Chris Paul as still a superstar to me, not based on it's just the name Chris Paul. It's like the media talks about you. Every little thing you go and do, they're behind you. Like Kevin Durant hasn't played since he got swept, but every day his news, anything he says and do is front line. Like everything a first take undisputed. You turn on the TV is, oh, Kevin Durant said this. That is superstars like interactions or whatever the case may be. And not for nothing, on the court he still does what he does. So
Here's the
It's Kyrie.
Kyrie's a superstar. Yes, he is.
Kyrie's a superstar.
here.
But guys like Jokic and Kawhi aren't.
I never said Kawhi was an superstar.
But
I do
no,
think
they don't talk about Kawhi like they do about Kyrie.
They were
because
after he.
Kawhi, but Kawhi's been out. Like when KD was with his Achilles, he wasn't being as talked as much about.
They
but
were still
we
talking
know-
about him. I haven't heard Kawhi's name in months.
That's because Kawhi's been hurt literally for almost like
Kyrie's
no,
been
no,
out.
and-
Kyrie's been
and-
out of the playoffs, and
and-
we're still talking about him like every day.
And not
Well,
for nothing,
Kyrie
though,
had a
Kawhi
lot
is
of
not in the
craziness going
social
on, that's
space
why.
as any of these guys. If Kawhi was on a Twitter or Instagram tweeting and going through all this stuff, he would be talked about. He's not in that space of
Exactly. So
posting
does that
Instagram
not
pictures.
contribute? Does that not contribute to like your fame and your notoriety outside of basketball?
does what not contribute. So
to
you're
you,
saying
like
that
you not
like,
being around on social
No,
media
no,
or being in
because-
like the
no, because
limelight.
LaMelo Ball be on social media and does things that he's not talked about as much as these players as well. It's players that do things on social media but still doesn't get talked about because they know the clickbait won't reach a certain amount of these other players would. Like if Kawhi was on social media and doing Kyrie Irving things or just even the simplest things, he would be talked about just as much. Like a normal NBA player could be reported and then boom, 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 that's it. But those players is just extensive. This take here. How do you feel about this all over?
All right,
Not just one outlet.
This is the Merriam-Webster definition of a superstar. A star, in parentheses, as in sports or the movies, who is considered extremely talented, has great public appeal, and can usually command a high salary.
Yeah.
I don't think KD fits all 3 of those criteria.
What
But I
one doesn't he
think-
fit?
But I think in terms
if
of
we're
like
go-
sports,
well,
go ahead, Marz.
if we're
Which one
talking,
doesn't fit?
if we're talking globally, I don't think KD's public appeal matches up to someone like LeBron, Steph, MJ, Kobe. Those
Yes.
are superstars.
I agree.
KD, same way I wouldn't say Giannis matches that public appeal factor if we're talking on a global aspect. Same with
Right.
Jokic, Kawhi.
I
Those
think you're
guys.
setting the
Fair.
bar a little too high.
I'm
you're
setting the
No,
bar to
You're bad. You're
global
setting it way.
superstardom.
No,
Because like you don't have to be
leave it.
like the most like popular player of all time to be a superstar today.
Yeah, LeBron and Steph, superstars.
Yeah.
But
But, like they're 2 of the most popular players in the history of the game. So when you talk
Yes.
about comparing them to like KD,
Would you-
KD maybe
would you-
he's like in that stratosphere as far as popularity.
Maybe in
For
the
sure.
US, yeah. Globally, I don't know.
in Europe, where I've been, in South Korea, where I've been,
Where I've been in Europe, I mean, I know people who don't even know who Kevin Durant is.
I've
I'm
never-
yet
There's people-
to meet someone who and
Mars,
they don't.
But-
you don't have to
Mars,
watch
there are
basketball. They know
people
LeBron
in
James and Steph
America
Curry.
who don't know who Kevin Durant is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
I
think
don't know
Marz is
people
right.
like
I
you
think
don't have
global-
to know basketball to know LeBron James and Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
Right.
You
But
just
there
know
are
who those
people who
guys
don't
are.
know who they are, though.
No,
Did the Olympics not happen?
100. 100%. But this is the thing with that, Marz, what you're saying. I understand the global aspect that you're going, but I know for sure that he's known globally. Giannis is also known globally. You might not think he is, but
No,
he
they're
is.
known.
But
it's not
but
to that.
but no, people could be more popular than each other. But like you said, it is the same stratosphere. Like Allen Iverson, Dennis Rodman. So are those people known globally to you, or those superstars based on how global they're known? Because I could argue that Dennis Rodman and AI probably is more global than some of those names you've named.
While they were players, I'm not sure about how
Of course,
globally known Dennis Rodman was. I think his fame has come more so after his career due to what he's been doing since his career ended. But
no, when Dennis
time,
Rodman was playing,
he was probably more known because
he
remember he was a member of the
known.
Bulls in the '90s. He had to be
when
globally
he was going when he was doing shit like leaving and going to do wrestling and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That just expands. Like he was known like like one
His
of those
girlfriend
like,
too, right?
Yeah, he was with Carmen
he had,
Electra.
Carmen Electra. Like it's so I get your global aspect of, but Steph Curry, LeBron for sure are more popular than KD on the brand aspect, but he's on the same lane as those guys. And of course, more people are popular than others. But that's like saying Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's the same strategy. Magic Johnson was a superstar. A lot of people know Magic Johnson, but he wasn't as popular as Mike, of course. But people are not going to say because Mike is more popular, he's the only superstar in the NBA at the time.
No, but I think it's closer between Magic and Mike, and like Magic and Bird and what they did in terms of popularity of not just the game, but in terms of like globalization. And then Michael Jordan just elevated that with like the Dream Team and everything. That's what kind of like globalized the game like initially. But if we're just looking at popularity and fame mixed with how good you are, how like I said, commanding a high salary, then I think KD has the talent. He obviously commands the highest salary. But if we're talking popularity and marketability and globalization of the game, I don't think KD is on that level of LeBron, Steph, Mike, Kobe. In the
NBA right now, in terms of market, I think him, Steph, and LeBron they're very, very like marketable. Well, it's numbers for those. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
and I think he's a very distant third.
KD and what he's doing right now on Twitter is marketing.
And what sales?
Well, I don't know about jersey sales, but I know Kevin Durant isn't in the top three. I know that.
And what? No, and I don't know.
That's just jersey sales, but I don't know others like who's selling more shoes or whatever. I'm just talking about. We know in terms
so
like,
the market you're talking about is jerseys.
Well, that's not what I was talking about. That's just the one I know best off the top of my head. But we all know that because I live in the UK, so I can talk from a UK perspective. Everyone knows who LeBron and Steph Curry are. Everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. Everyone knows who Kobe Bryant is. The majority of people know who Kevin Durant is, but I would say it's like 60-40. Jokic is like 20% of people here know who Nikola Jokic is. So Giannis is like more so 50-50, but LeBron and Steph, they kind of transcend the game in a way. They're like, I wouldn't say they're bigger than basketball, but they're getting there.
Just because you brought it up, I want to just give you the top selling jerseys. I think this is most recent 21-22 regular season. This is from October 19th through January 12th. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Giannis, KD, Luka. That's top 5. You want to guess who 15 is?
No.
What did you say, Toussaint?
Bradley Beal.
I've seen a list. I've seen
not
a
on
list
the
that
list.
RJ Barrett was on the
RJ
list.
Barrett is 14. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think Russell Westbrook's up there.
No, he's not on this. He's not top 15. It's LaMelo Ball. It's 15.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I think Marz, I think you're setting the bar way too high because you're talking about Steph, LeBron, Kobe, Magic. Those guys is when we talk about what they did for the NBA in their time, bro, it's like those guys are like the top dogs, bro. So it's kind of unfair to say publicly and then put in a global aspect because, like you said, not a lot of people are gonna know your Jokic or maybe T-Mac as well. Sometimes maybe even we got Giannis. So I kind of think it's unfair to be like, oh, on a global scale, it's not there. But when we look at the basketball world and what they bring for the basketball world, KD, you got to include the US, bro. The US is mainly
Yeah,
every single
he's a
part of it.
superstar in the basketball world. I agree, but we're talking about superstar.
Yeah.
I don't think it's setting the bar high. I
So,
think it's like
let me
superstar should be exclusive.
Let me
It's not
try
just
and
I'm with-
let me try and
Marz,
give
I'm
you
with
an
you.
example, Mars, that I think you can relate to, that maybe we can try and come to an understanding together here. So, would Neymar be considered a superstar in soccer globally?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I think Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar are the three superstars.
So, I would venture to guess that there are hundreds of people in the States that have no idea who Neymar is.
No, not Neymar, not Neymar. Use
Why?
Neymar's
Neymar's huge.
everybody knows.
Neymar's
I think
perfect.
Everyone
everybody
knows
knows.
Messi. Everyone knows
Transcend the game.
Ronaldo.
I think everybody
Neymar's
knows.
perfect.
I
More
think
so
everybody
Messi
knows
and Ronaldo.
Neymar.
Not
bro.
everybody
think-
knows
I
Neymar.
wouldn't say. I wouldn't
I
say.
mean-
I wouldn't say everybody. I wouldn't say everybody. I think that
That's
there's
what
a lot of people
Melissa
who
does
who
not
he
know
is.
Neymar, and she's right here.
But she knows Kevin Durant. So you know what so you see what I'm saying? Neymar, I don't even know soccer like that, but I do know Neymar, and I know he's a superstar. So I don't know that it's fair to say on a global scale you can't be called a superstar just because not everyone knows you everywhere. But if you are huge where you're supposed to be huge, ginormous, where like I don't know what the percentage would be, but it's greater than 50%, probably, maybe, I don't know. Acting like sports run the world, they kind of do. But I think give like that kind of comparison, you could see how Neymar can still be a superstar because I think he still has that global recognition. KD still has that global recognition. So anyway, I thought that was a fair thing.
I don't think
So-
everyone has to know you, and I think Neymar was more debatable in the football world. I think Messi and Ronaldo are guarantees. Like 95% of the world probably knows who
Right.
Messi and Ronaldo are.
Right, just like you would say Steph and LeBron, but I'm
Mhm.
not saying he's as globally as Steph. And maybe I could honestly would just say I would just say mainly LeBron James because Steph is globally too. But I think that's just I never had conversation outside of you to say, oh hey, you know Steph, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. I just feel like people just does because all the marketability stuff you're claiming for Steph is just based on the US and of course you in the UK. Because like I said, every place I've been, every place I've played, all three of those players are well known. Like when I was in Colombia, everybody's favorite player out there is Kevin Durant for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you are saying. But with Steph, I haven't had the conversation. I know just because I think everyone knows who he is. Of course, LeBron James, I feel like he's
he's
apex.
on another level to even Steph.
I think he's the apex of it all, of his popularity, everything he's done, whatever the case may be. And he's just not in the drama of everything else as KD is.
Go ahead, Toussaint, and then we'll move on.
I was gonna say, like, sometimes when conversations like this, I think we have to differentiate superstardom sometimes. Like, how I view a superstar on the basketball court opposed to like a guy like Bron and Steph. Like, they're like almost like gods of the basketball world, almost. Like, they transcend the sport to the point where everybody knows who they are, right? My mother knows who Steph Curry is and LeBron is, and she doesn't watch a lick of basketball, right? But I look at guys like Kawhi, KD, Giannis as superstars, even though they may not have that worldwide recognition because of what they do on the court and they've won at a high level. So that's how I look at superstars too. I understand where both Marz and Dub is coming from, but I think it's like you gotta like kind of split the two superstars up almost, you know?
All right, so Marz, I have a question for you. How many superstars
Wait,
are
real quick, JD. So based on we're not arguing Marz, debating Marz, the superstar topic is totally different than what Fluent said. Also, like if Marz would have said that based on him breaking it down, I could more so understand you on that aspect. I would still argue against it because I think he is one, but I could understand that. Fluent is totally different in this regard. He's naming four, and there's no way you can have a list and
Jokic can't be a superstar and KD isn't. That
yeah, not even that, and just blame it on the first thing he said about he brought up the playoffs and the losing and all that stuff when players on the list didn't even make the playoff, and no matter the stats or the numbers. So that just didn't make sense. You're arguing something different that you could debate and try to understand both sides. You got it, JD.
How many superstars are in the NBA right now? Marz, start with you. Yeah.
I'm confident to say 2. I could argue 3.
So LeBron, Steph,
and KD would be arguable.
Dub?
I think it's a lot more than that.
A lot.
You got Steph, Giannis, KD, LeBron, Kyrie, Dame could be one. Who else? Maybe Embiid too. He could be a borderline superstar because it's also the talent, and you also have to include box office. People, how much you can draw and attract people, because Kawhi, because your talent speaks for itself, yes, but you won't have that kind of pool that everybody wants to see you, then you're not really a superstar. And even though Kyrie's a perfect example of this, because Kyrie Irving, he's probably not as talented, or not talented, but he's not as good as everybody that I'm naming. But the box office in which he brings and the attention that he brings from NBA fans and people in general, teams is gonna look at him like, damn, nah, I want him on my team. Maybe not for much for the talent, but this dude gonna make me mad bread because he's gonna generate revenue, attention, good or bad. All marketability is good marketability, bro. Whether it's good or bad. The Brooklyn Nets is getting a ton of attention right now because of him. So that's why I gotta say that. That's not my full list. I have to look down into it, but those are some of the names in mind.
Do you think the market in which you play in still plays a part in superstardom?
Oh yeah, look at RJ Barrett. He got he's number 14 in jersey sales. New York
Yeah.
Knicks. And the New York Knicks, no offense, Dale, they're trash. But they just got crazy marketability, bro. Like, it is what it is.
It's
I
crazy
agree
because
with you, guy.
RJ Barrett, great basketball player, but 14th in jersey sales? Crazy. Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah,
Kurt.
Imagine if Donovan Mitchell was playing for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
I agree that there's a lot more superstars in the NBA than just 2 or 3. I think that, like, when we talk about it, we really have to, like, differentiate what we're talking about. Like, do we mean superstars globally? Like, superstars, like, you're going to be the top most remembered people in the history of the game? Or are you talking about just people that are superstars in the NBA today, which I think more so has to do with your role on the basketball court? Like, who are you to your team? Are you the guy that's going to be, the top scorer that's has actually a chance of leading your team to a championship because you are that guy, you are a top 10 to 12 player? I think that is really what makes people a superstar in the NBA. So people who are superstars, I feel like that, it's hard to argue Kyrie is not one, being as though I think that when you talk about how widely known he is and how good he actually is, but I question if he could be the best player in a championship team. I think that Dame is one, Kawhi is one, Jokic is one, Luka is one, LeBron, Steph, KD.
Yeah.
Like, I think, and even you can even say Harden is a superstar. Even if most people won't have him in their top 10 at this point, he still is definitely someone that was one of the most polarizing scorers that we've seen in the game. So I would definitely say he's a superstar still. I think it's hard to, you would have to really, really be washed to not be a superstar anymore. Like
Melo.
Yeah,
right.
I think he lost his luster, but yeah, I see where you're coming from with that for sure.
Yeah. He still has a chance of retaining the ability, but that's a conversation for another day.
Did Dell give his list?
I don't think so.
Hold on.
Below Zero tapped in with a super chat. He said superstars are KD, LeBron, Steph, Giannis, Kawhi. They all were number 1 options on championship teams.
I think, I don't know, sometimes with this conversation, I feel like recency bias plays a part in it. Because we're talking about Kawhi, and I'm going to be real, I don't think of Kawhi as like that. If we're, like, I don't know, I guess it goes back to Kurt's point, because it's kind of like you got to differentiate. Because, like, when I think superstar, I sometimes think about on the court, which Kawhi is. And in this conversation, it's like we haven't spoke about Kawhi in a minute, so it makes me question his superstardom. Well,
when to KD be fair, he's been injured.
But like we said before, when KD was hurt, we was talking about him all the time.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this as the reason why he's still superstar. Remember when he was doing that rap stuff with Drake and everything like that?
Yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
was talking about it. Kawhi just hasn't been doing anything in regards to that. I guarantee you, if he's doing, I don't know, going out doing some crazy stuff, we're all gonna be talking about it. He was doing that rapping thing, and he don't even be talking like that. And we was all on it, fucking with it and everything. So I
Yeah.
just think that Kawhi, just him not being on the court, and he's just not doing anything. That's the main reason why we're not talking about him. But it has nothing to do with how the NBA views him. It's just he's not doing anything.
Dell, are you back with us? Fire.
No.
All right. Cammy donated through the super chat, said, "Congrats, Dell, on your marriage. P.S. If you need that head assistant coach, I'm all for it." He's talking about the Zeke end from last episode.
I'm back.
All right. Superstars in the NBA right now.
I don't even go through this because it's gonna just.
Okay, just give me a number. How many are there?
To me.
Yeah.
Really, like 11 or 12.
Damn. Okay.
And Chris Paul will be in there.
Yes, he would.
Dwight,
No.
Melo.
See, it's borderline, but maybe.
So it's mainly just the box office and attraction for you. It's not really.
It's right. It's just me when Melo. Oh, boom! Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Carmelo, if he walks into a gym, any arena, it's still like it's
Hello.
right until he retire. I feel like it'll be that feel, you know,
Right.
just like, and then of course it's like the Bron, Steph, KD, Giannis, Kawhi, all of those, but Luka, the up and comers as well. But nah, for sure, I got like 12. James Harden for sure. Like it's some for sure in there for me that people might not look because how they played and all that stuff, but it's bigger than that for me.
Dub, this is from Jeremy Barnes. Is Jimmy Buckets a superstar?
No.
Nah.
Tough.
And I
Is
love
Jayson
Jimmy,
Tatum a
bro.
superstar?
No.
I think he's not there yet, but he's
Is
coming
who?
up.
No.
Jayson Tatum.
No.
So, question: why are we putting Luka in that list and Jayson Tatum isn't?
It's
Because Luka's far
different.
better than
It's a
Tatum.
little different.
No,
How is it different?
What do you mean? It's not far. I don't work far better, but Luka, since he walked in the plank, it's been like you can't deny. You can't deny what he's been doing.
I
and
mean,
his everything. You mean
with
like-
Tatum, I mean, it's situational. Tatum got drafted to a team that had Kyrie Irving, so who's to say if Kyrie wasn't there, he wouldn't put up Luka-like numbers? Tatum took his team to the finals just now. Why can't we put him in that situation, in that category?
Well, you base it on the stuff he's done for the court, which is fine. But I think the Luka feel like Luka being 3 times first team All NBA. Luka it's just his markup and makeup is very different. His trajectory, if he continues, is it's really different. If you like, it is like for sure different. Tatum is also. I love Jayson Tatum. He's also building himself to be like one of them ones, like for sure. But it's just a different feel, Luka and Tatum right now, to say the least.
He's just not there yet.
All right, moving on. Go ahead, Toussaint.
Go ahead, Toussaint.
Go ahead. Get it off your chest.
I need something more than he's just not there. Like, what does he have to do more?
He has to not drop 13 points in game 16.
I'm not viewing it as that. See, I'm not doing that. I'm not viewing it on him playing bad or whatever the case may be. But I think when a superstar has arrived, like you just know. Well, for me personally, it just feel like damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't think JT is selling out the arena as a Luka would or when the Boston Celtics, when Luka walking in town is like it's really, and I guess maybe because he is alone, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Situational, like you said. But
I really think it's that. I really think it's that, man.
I also just know that if maybe it's play style, even if Dallas, if they switch teams, I still think Luka would have the same numbers and his team would probably progress more.
If they switch teams today, literally, Boston still loses in the finals. Jayson Tatum puts up the same numbers.
Do the Dallas
Mavericks
make it to the Western Conference Finals?
Maybe.
Just answer.
No, they
do the
don't.
Dallas
They don't.
Mavericks
No,
make it to the
because
Western
that
Conference
series,
Finals?
hold on, with that series, game 7, Devin Booker and Chris Paul literally played terribly.
I'm not talking
But
about.
there's a
I'm
little
talking
bit more
about
context needs to be added.
even in the from the playoffs, from the same seeding, from them playing against whatever. Do you think? I don't think they get out the who they played in the second round.
Phoenix.
They played Phoenix.
They played Phoenix.
Well, I meant first round. The Jazz.
Utah, yeah,
Jazz.
they it's the Jazz. They probably beat them because it's
probably
Jazz.
beat Jazz.
Literally, I just don't get it. I just feel
No,
like
but
with
like
certain
I think
players, we just
I think the context that needs to be added with this conversation is that if you were to put Luka and replace him with Jayson Tatum on the Celtics would do better because they need someone. They need a playmaker. Right? A lot of people argue that's the reason they lost. So if they had a playmaker who's also a better scorer at this point in his career, I think that there's a really good chance that their team could have won the championship. Just because they also are filling a need while filling that need with a better player than the one they had previously. So, and if you put Tatum on I don't think that he would deliver the night-to-night scoring necessary to keep them in games. If you really think about what Luka was doing in those series, dropping 40, 35 a night just to keep them within scoring distance, within winning distance, I think that I don't think Jayson Tatum's doing that.
Jayson Tatum will put up big scoring numbers.
I think he can put up big scoring numbers, but I don't think he would have consistently under those circumstances.
And that's the separator between the two before the scoring is Luka's just more reliable, where we know every night if we had a bet between JT and Luka Doncic, I would bet that Jayson Tatum will have a bad game more than Luka Doncic because I think Luka Doncic has been more consistent, more reliable in his scoring, where JT is like a night he could go for 30, close to damn 40, but there's another night where he could put up 13 or 15 or on terrible shooting. So you got that reliable scoring coming from Luka on top of the playmaking. And yeah, the defense wouldn't be there, but I think the Boston Celtics have such a good defense where they'll be able to hide that. So I really think the Celtics probably do a better job of playing against the Warriors than what JT did in the Boston Celtics.
All right, let's move on. We got some super chats. Assist donated through the super chat said, if Kerr is the Nets head coach, do they beat the Nets in the playoffs? If Kerr is the Nets head coach, do they beat the Nets in the playoffs? Am I tripping?
If they beat the Boston?
If Kerr is the Nets head coach, do they beat the Nets in the playoffs? And if you say yes, why do you have faith in Nash? Why do you have faith in Nash going into the season? Assist, can you please clarify this? I have no idea what he actually meant.
Pretty sure it's Boston.
So
Yeah,
if
they beat Boston?
If Kerr's the Nets head coach, do they beat Boston in the playoffs? Is that what you think he meant? Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. He just confirmed. All right.
I don't like pointing or casting no blames on anyone else for the Nets being out the playoffs other than KD. So I don't want to answer this to make Steve Nash get any blame, even though I've said how I felt about Nash before. But for this series and this, especially they didn't even just win one game, I can't answer or say what I think Nash could have done or should have done because I blame everything on KD. So
tough.
Right.
I'll happily give Steve Nash blame. I think I don't know if they win, but I think it's a competitive series, maybe 6-7 games. I could see the Nets winning because Steve Kerr is actually a good NBA coach and Steve Nash is Steve Nash.
Essentially with this question, he's pretty much saying the difference was coaching.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know if the difference goes from a sweep to a Brooklyn win. I don't know if it's that big of a difference, but
I don't
Steve
think
Kerr wins some games.
I don't think they win at all. Maybe they win maybe
win.
1 or 2 extra games. I'll give 2 max. But Steve Kerr, when he put that system in play for the Warriors and everything, he had pieces going for him where they could lean on for them to play off ball.
No,
and
you see,
like that. And
you're just talking offensively, though.
Hold up. Because the defense, Mark Jackson was the reason why that defense was good, not Steve Kerr.
No, I'm talking about generally speaking. I'm talking generally speaking on your take about Kerr coaching the Nets. You're bringing up defense. You're bringing up just offense. I don't feel like as many tweaking that he wouldn't play the same way offensively. I'm just saying only thing Steve Kerr would have did differently, he would have had an identity and a foundation. and they had 0.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's why I want this top. I wanted to squeeze off because I could get in my Steve Nash bag, and I don't want to because KD didn't win one game.
Nah, I just don't think that they're gonna win, bro.
J-
Even if they have that and everything, I don't think that the Brooklyn Nets had really the pieces to go over the Boston Celtics, mainly because they lost James Harden in the middle of the season, bro, and they didn't get anybody to replace that. Nobody.
Let me ask you. All right, now I'm here now. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. You said the Brooklyn Nets got the Nets got swept, right? And it's probably I might have said this on the last show, or it's probably some of the weirdest sweep series I've ever seen in my life. Every single game. This is why every single game they could have won.
Yes.
The first game they lost on the buzzer on stupidity, on coaching or stupidity of having foundation and identity or whatever the case, just buckle down. The second game, it was up the whole game until 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, both on the road in Boston. So both of those games, if you have a play where you're not thinking of KD and Kyrie dribble up the ball, whatever the case may be, and play into what the defense wants you to do, then maybe you get a better shot and you could close out some of those games. Whatever the case may be. The third game, the same thing. This is KD. I don't know if he thinks he should have been a passer that game, whatever happened in that game. And the fourth game, so every one of those games. So you could definitely sit back and look, and if you have a person that know how to like just not even rally the troop, just calm your team down, or just make this simple here, then it would be simpler and easier. So it's not about the system of running around like Steph Curry, because only Steph Curry, Klay Thompson with that formula you do that. But for sure, he have a roster like the Brooklyn Nets roster. He'll be able to, especially Kyrie and KD, he'll be able to put them in a position to be less easier to guard.
Well, before I finish my whole statement, you interrupted me. I didn't say it was gonna be the same exact system or that he's gonna do that. I don't know what it'll be because it'll be different. The main thing is I don't know where the playmaking is gonna come from because they don't have James Harden, not really a true playmaker on that team besides KD and maybe Kyrie. So I don't know how Steve Kerr. It would be interesting to see how Steve Kerr would adjust to that. Now, I said before maybe they win 1 or 2 extra games because I do think he's that good of a coach, but to win that series against the Boston Celtics, I don't see that happening with Steve Kerr.
All right, Jeremy Barnes asked, is KD the best scorer in the league? And then he also put Giannis, Steph, ?
It's probably KD.
It is KD.
Yeah,
KD.
going off eye test is KD, yeah, for sure.
KD.
All right, below 0, is Kawhi top 3 when healthy?
No.
No.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Of course not.
He's borderline top 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's like top 7. Word. I was about to say the same thing, Marz.
You think he could be?
Could be top 3.
Think it's a possibility? Or it's
Top 3? It's possible, but it's just, who do you take out?
I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm not going to say yes or no to that, but I don't think it's just got to be immediate. No, he can't be top 3 at all. It's asinine. Nah, I don't think it's asinine.
I think the reason why
I
I
don't
was
think
so
it's
emphatic
ridiculous.
with my no is just because it was like, who do I take out from top 3? I'm not taking Giannis. I'm not taking out Jokic. And then KD. So it's like,
and then there's Embiid in there.
Embiid, yeah. I just don't know who I'd take out.
I think we could take out Jokic and Embiid.
I don't know. Top 3.
I don't think Kawhi is better than Jokic.
Why not?
Embiid, I'm fine. Giannis, no. Steph, no. KD, no. That's 4
players right there.
And then
LeBron.
I'm comfortable to say he's better than LeBron, but I wouldn't argue if someone says LeBron's better. I think Kawhi is better than Embiid. I think he's better than Luka. But I don't think he's better than KD, Giannis, Jokic, and Steph. So he's 5th at best, in my opinion.
Fair. All right, before
you don't think Luka's better than Jokic?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because I think
He's not.
I think Luka is. I don't want to call him overrated. That sounds like I'm disrespecting him, but I think people see Luka what he does when he has the ball the whole game and see the numbers he puts up, and I think it just skews people's perspective of him as a player. Similar to the Trae Young effect, but he's obviously better than Trae Young. But you see someone who has the ball the whole game, controls literally everything, and then you see, oh, he had 28 and 8. And then
So what does that have to do with him not being better than Jokic?
That's true, because Jokic has the ball in his hand a lot too.
No,
Exactly.
Jokic doesn't.
Very
Jokic
true.
does not. Jokic doesn't dominate the ball like Luka. Not even close. Like he doesn't have the ball half as much as Luka does. Like,
He doesn't do as much dribbling, but the offense runs through him out.
Yeah, the
think-
offense runs through Jokic, but the offense in Golden State runs through Steph Curry. They just don't hold, like, the offense in Brooklyn runs through KD. Even LeBron
Right.
to a certain extent, he's not holding the ball the whole game. Like
Like Luka does.
Luka's holding the ball like 18 seconds of possession and just
Right.
dribble.
Okay.
I think a lot of
now-
the narrative. I think a lot of the
it
narrative
skews
around.
people's perspective.
I think a lot of
ahead.
the narrative around Luka being top 3 has to do with people not, or just seeing him go farther in the playoffs. Honestly, like if I would have said that Jokic is better than Luka last year, no one would have a problem with it. But now it's like, oh, you don't have Luka top 3 just because he went farther in the playoffs, doing the same things that we knew he was already capable of doing. Like, did you not think that he was able to do what we saw him do in the playoffs this year?
No.
So then,
Like not think that. Like I expected Luka to be playing like this in the playoffs. I expected him to do this every single time he stepped in the playoffs. 'cause
But
that's
this
what
is
he showed me
nothing
from
new.
last season.
He's been doing this
Yeah,
in the
nothing
playoffs. This has
surprises
nothing
me
to do
about
with
Luka.
Luka. So ranking him as a player, you could rank him wherever you want. Ranking him based on where he makes it in the playoffs is goofy. It's silly
that's
because
what people do.
Jokic got
People have
knocked
that
out.
recency. Yeah,
first
people have
round.
that recency
See ya.
bias, though. People
But
say
that-
KD's not as good as he was because of what happened in the playoffs.
Got
People
But
swept.
nobody-
Right.
wait,
Yeah,
people
right,
wait,
exactly.
people wait for playoff success and
Right.
then say that means how good you are.
But nobody's
like
brought
what
up the
people do.
playoffs. I haven't even heard one reasoning on to why Jokic is better, honestly. I just hear Marz complain about him holding the ball more. I haven't heard anything else.
I think Jokic is a better scorer. I think he's a better passer. Obviously, he's a better rebounder, but he's a bigger player. And I think overall impact on the game, like clearly that would be Jokic. I think Jokic is a better defensively than Luka is. I mean, I don't think Luka does maybe anything better than Jokic.
Well, playmaking is Luka Doncic.
I think Luka.
that's
I
easy.
don't think so. I don't think
What are you
so.
talking about? Luka-
Easy, I disagree. I think you could make a valid argument for Luka. I wouldn't
Lu-
push back
Luka-
too much. But
I also
Luka
have to.
controls-
I have to also know how Jokic is a better scorer than Luka.
I need to know
Yeah,
that
I don't
too.
see that one. I don't see that one.
because I'm seeing Jokic score with much less touches than Luka's taken. He takes more efficient shots based on the fact that he's stronger, can finish at the rim better than Luka can. He shoots the mid-range at an elite clip, which you don't talk about enough with Jokic. He's an elite mid-range shooter, like Embiid, KD, Jokic are like, obviously Chris Paul, but in terms of that high volume, Jokic is up there. Luka shoots the three at a higher clip, but he also takes a lot of threes he shouldn't be taking, which drags down his efficiency. Jokic's shot selection is much better. And I think Luka's better, like, shot creator, obviously, on the perimeter, but I don't think that makes up for the gap in the shots that Jokic generates versus what Luka generates.
All right, so hold on really quick. So is because Jokic shoots a better, whatever, efficiency, better field goal percentage, whatever.
Just 'cause
Is that what you're
just 'cause he
attributing
shoots
to?
more closer to the rim?
Is that what you're attributing to better score? Because you said that Kevin Durant's the best scorer in the NBA. Nikola Jokic is
Probably
more
the best
efficient.
scorer in the NBA.
He's more efficient than Kevin Durant.
Jokic shoots like 60%.
He gets
of
his
shots in
buckets.
the
It's
paint,
not
more
by the way.
it's
efficient than
not that
KD.
far. The efficiency between KD and Jokic is not that far off, whereas with Luka and Jokic is very far off. So,
Okay, so 5%.
I'll check it right.
It's 5% between KD and Jokic. It's 10% between Luka and Jokic.
That's a big difference, and B, the shots that Luka generates versus the shot that KD generates. KD's generating super efficient shots in the mid range, which people also undervalue how valuable it is to be able to just get a good look basically every time down the court. Whereas Luka's taken a ton of the same reason why I think James Harden was kind of overrated as a scorer. If you're solely generating step back threes or Luka doesn't draw fouls the same way James Harden does, which would actually help his efficiency a lot. But he's also not a great free throw shooter. But the thing, if you're generating much easier looks consistently and scoring at a similar clip, like Jokic, like 27 a game, something like that, I'm gonna say you're probably a better scorer than someone who's generating consistently harder shots for themselves.
They played two different positions, which is the weird thing on what you're doing.
Well, how else am I meant to compare?
Jokic, hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. Jokic is a big man. He's definitely, it's obvious. It doesn't take a genius to say that he's going to be getting more shots at the rim. So, of course, he's going to be more efficient. But just because he's getting more efficient shots, that doesn't make him a better scorer. Luka Doncic and what he brings for the scoring for his team is truly crucial. Like I said with Super Kerr, at night in, night out basis, bro, we're expecting Luka to drop 28 to 30 points a game. He's shown that reliability. He's shown that consistency. And the impact that he brings to the team for his playmaking and the scoring, bro. We've seen it in the playoffs. We've seen it throughout the regular season, bro. They wasn't losing those series because he couldn't generate shots for other guys. The guys was missing, bro. The guys were missing, and the team just wasn't going to be up to par with the Golden State Warriors because they couldn't check the guys. I think Luka Doncic is probably easier built around him because, bro, they only need one more co-star. And there could be a championship contending team. Jokic has a lot of things going for himself. This year, everybody was hurt, yes. But even with Jamal Murray, even with Michael Porter Jr., even with all the guys that them coming back, I still don't think the Nuggets could win a title, bro. And that's why I say it's probably easier to build around Luka. Screw the fucking efficiency, bro. Luka's a better scorer, bro. Look at how he controls the game, bro. Just because he's getting more closer shots, we're gonna reward Luka for reward Jokic for being a better scorer just because he's getting closer shots at the rim. I'm not doing that. I'm just not.
I think definitely degree of difficulty has to be factored in when we talk about this, especially when we talk about Jokic. I saw a stat somewhere, I'm not 100% sure if this is accurate, that said that he shoots 60% of his shots in the paint, which, you know, it explains the high field goal percentage and the high efficiency. And I feel like a lot of us don't factor that in. I saw someone, not to like go off topic, but I definitely did see someone say that Jokic was a better scorer than like Embiid and Giannis. And I think that when we talk about him, we overvalue the efficiency a little bit.
How can you overvalue?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little
overvalue efficiency.
About that. I'm just talking about how he gets his buckets is different than.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, Luka is a perimeter player. He's gonna have to generate shots on the outside, pick and rolls, like whatever. But if I'm talking about scoring the ball, if Jokic can get me a layup or a post hook or a little fadeaway on command, whereas Luka's having to dribble, step back, maybe step back hesitation, floater at the rim, I'm gonna take what Jokic can give me more than I'm gonna take what Luka can give me, just by even if it is unfair because Jokic is a bigger player. I mean, that's basketball. Size is always gonna give you an advantage. Jokic has that advantage. He uses that advantage, and I'm not gonna discredit him for using that advantage.
Do you think it's easier to game plan to stop Luka from scoring or Jokic from scoring?
I'm yet to see a game plan that can stop either one of them from scoring.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this argument, Dub.
Yeah,
I know where he's going. It's simple. It's there already. He's basically saying they're going to be easier to game plan Jokic, just take him out the paint, and then Luka, you could take him out the paint.
How do you take Jokic
get to the basket? I'm just saying that's where he was going. I just have a different question. If Bam averaged 14 points, right, and let's say JaVale McGee averaged 14 points, all 7 on alley-oops, right? Great efficient, 7 for 7. Who would you guys think is the best scorer then?
So they both average 14.
Because when you said overvalued, it sounds crazy, but I get what he was basically trying to say. Like if a person is just under the rim making 20 drop off, someone drop off the ball 20 times to someone and they just alley-oop and dunking. At the time, it's like his efficiency is gonna be crazy. He's taking layups, but it's not like Dwight Howard in some of you eyes in his peak prime would have been a great scorer team then.
No, but the difference, like you said with JaVale and Bam, is self-creation. That's Jokic is creating these looks for himself. He's not getting laid down passes. That's why the difference.
Yeah, it's a different comparison.
Like JaVale McGee, like same with Rudy Gobert. I think he averages like 16 points a game, but no one's gonna say he's a good scorer because none of it is self-created. You're not giving the ball to Rudy on the block and he's little drop step or anything. There's nothing that he
Right.
can
It's
create.
contextual.
Well,
It's contextual because you're not going to
That's
go and
the
say that
difference.
Clint Capella's efficiency is through the roof, so he's a better scorer than Jokic.
That's the
Right,
difference. Self-creation.
but so I didn't know self-creation mattered because it's basically what I argue about all the time with, let's say, the Kobe and Shaq debate in terms of who's the better scorer. Shaq is getting it deep in the paint. He's turning around and doing a layup for the most part. Shaq is bodying based on his body mass and just dunking the ball. But you also still think he's a better scorer than Kobe. And self-creation is.
I mean,
like,
Shaq,
He could go get his own bucket.
Shaq A could score in isolation, and B, the work Shaq puts
No,
in to
you-
get himself
nah,
deep in the paint, that's still creating his look. Rudy Gobert is standing in the dunker spot. Donovan Mitchell's breaking down the defense.
No,
and
no,
he's
no.
getting a lay down pass.
The way you're saying, if you throw the pass down to in the deep, if you throw deep, if Rudy deep enough to throw, he could turn and dunk the ball. That I'm not comparing.
He
No.
can't catch the ball, but
by any means.
he can't catch the ball. But I get it.
He's
You're
not,
saying,
but Dell's not comparing Rudy and Shaq and none of that. I don't know
I'm
why
not
you're bringing
comparing
up
Rudy
Yeah,
and Shaq. I'm
Yeah, but you're
right.
comparing apples
I'm
to
just bringing
oranges
up you-
still.
He's comparing Kobe and Shaq.
I'm comparing Kobe and Shaq self-creation. How Kobe created more than Shaq do, and Shaq is still a better scorer. In
yeah,
his
Kobe
eyes based on-
Kobe created his shot more than Shaq did, but he also created much less efficient shots. Like the gap in the efficiency of shots
Okay,
is
so
different.
So if
So you have to
okay,
find the
that's what- okay,
balance.
that's
You have
what
to
we're
find
getting
the balance. It
So-
can't just be all
so-
self-creation and less efficiency, or all no self-creation but high efficiency. There's a balance to it.
So it could be less. It could be less self-creation, but the efficiency be if you got a jump hook and you create space and all that, it's good. But it can't be someone that can create multiple shots because it doesn't matter because the efficiency of the multiple shots.
It's not that it
good.
doesn't matter. I think Kobe is one of the 5 best scorers of all time. It clearly matters. Kobe was generating a lot of shots, and that's why he was so good in the playoffs, because he could generate those shots on command. The thing with Shaq, he could create his own shot. You give the ball to Shaq on the block 1-on-1, he's killing anyone. And then second of all, the work that Shaq does prior to getting, like you're saying, he's pinning a man in the paint and he's drop stepping or one step dunk, whatever. He's putting in work to get that deep in the paint in the first place. Whereas someone like
understandable.
That's still
I
he's
get it.
creating that look for himself. You're just throwing in the entry pass. He's still doing work to get that easy look.
I
Whereas
get
someone like
it 100%.
whoever,
And it's
JaVale
true.
McGee, they're
I
not
just
doing
never heard you use the self-creation. That's why I was wondering. Now you never said it before. Okay. You never said them going to get the bucket before. So that's why I was. It was just the numbers and the efficiency. So that's what I was asking.
All right, let's move on. We have a couple more super chats, and then Shaq just joined, so we'll get Shaq in here. Assist donated through the super chat said, "Why does JT get so much hate for Game 6? He shot 18 shots, but they didn't fall. I think Udoka puts the ball in his hand more because the lack of point guard as well."
I think JT gets hate in Game 6 because he scored 13 points. I mean, that's the reason.
I don't think people could blame Udoka when they're so deep into the playoffs and everything's been working.
Right.
Like JT was just off. I don't know what it was. He was just off. Don't blame the coach at this stage, like right now, when I don't think that none of their offense looked like it changed. Like JT was just he's off. Like they're geared to stop JT before they're geared to stop anyone else. That's what people are not trying to see. They want to compare Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown. All right, Jaylen Brown, you could go cook, but JT is our primary focus, and they did a great job on him. Andrew Wiggins was clamping.
I think people gotta, listen, the Boston Celtics made the finals, bro. And they made the finals when nobody even expected them to. Everybody need to just chill the hell out on the Boston Celtics. They're a young team. They got things to do. They got ways to go. They got things to learn. I think JT, the main thing he was struggling with, and Marz knows this, is he just didn't know when. He didn't know when to be a playmaker. He didn't know when to be that aggressive scorer. He just didn't know when to do that. There was some times he will force a shot into a double team, and there was a wide open man to the left of him. There's other times where it's his time to go put his head down and go get a bucket, but he was just being very passive. So I think JT and Marcus Smart and the Boston Celtics in general, they were losing games because of turnovers, bro. Like that's it. They were losing games mainly because of turnovers. So they're
so
a
you
young
expected
team.
this coming into the series? I'm just wondering.
Expected what?
Boston to play like this against the Warriors.
No, I thought they was gonna win. I didn't expect them to be coughing up the ball as much as they did, and that was the main deciding factor.
So why does everybody all of a sudden get a pass because they lost to the Golden State Warriors, but they beat other teams, and
It's
you
not.
didn't
It's
give the teams you didn't give Milwaukee a pass for Middleton being hurt.
when have I ever
I'm just
crucified? When have I ever crucified Milwaukee or my Giannis for losing to the Celtics?
so you've never criticized any team for losing a series, is what you're saying right now.
Can you tell me when?
No, I'm just asking a question because that's how you're acting right now.
I think I criticized the Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns probably.
And so why did they get criticized? What was wrong with the Brooklyn Nets?
They got swept, bro.
Okay, so
What's
why
not
did
to
they get swept?
Criticized? Mainly because of KD and that he just wasn't performing to what we all expected him to do.
So we're supposed to take it easy on Boston Celtics and Jayson Tatum, but we're not. But KD's just fair game.
Is JT Kevin Durant?
The Boston had the better team though.
Boston did have the better team, but Kevin Durant is a better
Easily.
player. Kevin Durant is a
Easily,
better player.
though.
Kevin Durant is a better player.
Okay, but you're
Kevin
singling
Durant
out
is held.
one player. All the greats have lost. All the greats have lost with mediocre teams as well. But now all of a sudden, Jayson Tatum had a very good team. I could say pound for pound outside of the Golden State Warriors, and even including the Golden State Warriors, Boston probably had the best cohesion.
Let me ask you this, Shaq. Let me ask you this, Shaq. Right? When guys are young and guys are coming up and guys got things to learn, we know it's called growing pains, correct? Where we know that they got things to brush up on. You see Jayson Tatum and what he's doing. You see what he's doing and helping his team lead to the finals, playing tremendous basketball. But we also see that there's still some things to brush up on. Now, they lost. He played bad. That's cool. That's great. I'm not going to crucify him just for playing bad. Yo, bro, you played bad. It is what it is. You got things to brush up on. You got things to learn. He's a young guy. Kevin Durant, a guy who's been in the league for years. He's still probably in his prime, bro. He getting swept, playing terrible. Like he was getting locked the fuck up. I'm definitely gonna look at him more like, yo, KD, you've been through this, you've done this for years. There's more of a reason for me to be like, yo, KD, this is something you can't allow, bro.
That's
so it's a whole different thing, a whole different conversation. We're talking about KD and Jayson Tatum.
So does that also apply to Luka?
Luka's a young guy. What do you mean?
Okay, so does he get a pass as well?
When have I ever crucified him? I've never said no. I think what he's done in the short time that he's been in the league has been phenomenal. There's nothing bad to sit here and talk about Luka Doncic, honestly.
So Jayson Tatum, who you said Jimmy Butler is better than, correct?
I said Jimmy Butler. Yes.
It is better than Jayson Tatum. So where's Jayson Tatum in the top 10? Because I'm just trying to figure out how far off he is from these other greats.
He's I don't know about top 10, but I know he's top 15 for sure. He's right behind he's right behind Jimmy Butler for me. Literally right behind him.
Coincidentally enough, which is fair.
Well, when you asked me that question last episode, I was going to say I wouldn't argue for somebody saying that Jayson Tatum's a better player than Jimmy Butler. I just wouldn't argue. I can understand the reasonings for both.
I just have simple questions, Dub. So if Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum magically Freaky Friday, they switch spots, how does that series go? And how does the rest of everything else go? If Kevin Durant's on the Boston Celtics.
I think they probably win
with that team, because you crucified KD.
They probably win the chip.
The reason it was so hard for KD to get off is because KD, we're just gonna zero in on you. The rest of your team is pretty much mediocre. They can't really mess with us, especially not the Boston Celtics. I'm just asking questions. I don't expect you to have all the answers. I'm just trying to open your eyes to a different prism so you can see what you're saying is wild. So don't hold JT, who literally almost finished in the top 3. I don't know if he did in MVP voting, who had a hell of a season. None of these gripes happened up until they played the Warriors.
He was first team All NBA.
And then he lays an egg going up against the Warriors, and all of a sudden we got to back off Jayson Tatum for whatever reason. When he's the guy. He's the guy.
He did what he was supposed to do. You come with the understanding that he's a young guy willing to learn, Shaq. And that's what you're trying to crucify a man for what? Just because he exceeded expectations, right, throughout the season. So now he's performing on this level. So now we're going to sit here and just because he's performing on this level, which we didn't expect, now we're going to crucify him for
I'm
what,
not
Shaq?
crucifying. I just hate Houdini. I hate being tricked. And I feel like Jayson Tatum tricked me. Like Kevin Durant, I throw him some bail just a tad bit because his team just was not there. It's the same bail I throw LeBron James, and you guys crucify LeBron for not making it to the play-in with that team. But if you put LeBron or KD on any of these other regular teams that have good benches, I'm just saying it wouldn't be the same argument. I know it's nasty.
I don't crucify LeBron James for not making the plan. I understand that team was trash. So you got to use that argument for somebody else.
Okay, I'm just dabbling around, Dub. And Dale, I heard you had some smoke for me. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, but I heard you have some smoke.
Where is your face?
Where's my pause? We just gonna pause.
It's on the stream. The face is on the stream because we don't give out free ads here. So
yeah.
So Shaq, I was reading the comments. Someone said Shaq asked Dell a question we were talking about last show. What question was this?
The chat will have to ask you. All I have is your audio that you sent to the group chat that you were pretty disgusted with some things, but you were kind of disgusted with everybody, so I didn't take it personally.
Yeah. I didn't get to the nastiest of you yet because I stopped driving. I like listening while I'm driving. Everyone is going off that Dub won the episode. I didn't get there yet. So for the most part, chat, Euro was going off.
It was more of Shaq
JD
lost.
created a shot.
It was more like
okay. What was the
lost.
debate that you lost? Just tell me the concept. I didn't get there yet, but I would
who
you said some nasty.
I got you.
Nasty.
I was pretty nasty, and I can't wait to gear up this Sunday to be even nastier. But what I will say is that we asked me and Dub had a 1v1 in Players Court. This was the first ever 1v1. Okay, we've had other ones.
Oh, Players Court is back.
No.
He just challenged him to a 1v1.
Shaq was losing the whole episode. So then he was like, yeah, you know what, Dub? We're going to do a one-on-one. I'm going to cook you. I'm going to cook you, bro.
Dale, you're probably like an hour into the episode, correct?
Probably a little more. And not many, you said some nasty things, but I would stand next to you on some of your stuff.
Dub saying I was losing the episode is just a foreshadow I've never seen before. But let's give Dub that. I was losing the episode according to the chat.
Right.
Which is crazy. According to the chat, Gas and Dub up. And then they said Dub cooked me. And this was the question, and I want your answer before you can hear the arguments. Okay. They asked who deserved a max contract from the Golden State Warriors, Andrew Wiggins or Jordan Poole. And I don't think it was acts like that, but that's the two people that were picked.
Okay.
So no. The question was, does Andrew Wiggins deserve a max contract?
No.
Then
that
you asked.
the question.
No, it was. Yeah,
JD, what was it?
I'm pretty sure that Shaq's right. I'm pretty sure it was who deserves a max contract out of Andrew Wiggins, and Chat can check us. Chat can check us if we're wrong. But I'm pretty sure Shaq is right. That it was between Jordan Poole and
Dub,
Andrew
don't
Wiggins.
worry, you're right. It was, does Andrew Wiggins deserve a max contract?
And then Shaq.
And then
later
the question
on
after that was about player with the most potential, and that's where he picked Jordan.
So
I also drank several adult beverages that show. So
no, I think it was a combination of player with the most potential and max contract. That's where it eventually got to. Marz, I don't think it was player with the most potential on the Golden State Warriors.
No, it was player with the most potential in the NBA, and then you got mad that Dub picked Luka because he's basically in his prime already. That's what you said.
So
and then you
when
picked
did Dub
Jordan
pick
Poole.
Andrew?
He
When
picked
did
Andrew.
Dub
He said
pick-
Andrew Wiggins. He said Andrew Wiggins deserves a max contract, and you said he didn't deserve a max contract. That was the first argument. The second argument was which player not in their prime has like the highest potential.
No. It was.
Dub picked Luka, and you picked Jordan Poole, and got mad that Dub picked Luka because Luka's
got you.
already
The
in his prime.
question. The question was.
You're right.
Hold on. Let me clarify the second question. The question was which player who is
Answer
not
the
in their
second
prime
question,
would have the best prime.
Yeah.
No,
And you picked- and you-
no, that was not the. See, I'm about to leave the call because this is where I start spiraling. It was who has the higher ceiling.
That's not the
who
question.
has the
No, it
That
said who
was
was
the
had the
premise of
better
the question.
prime. Yo,
How
where's
could I
Bron?
pick Jordan Poole for who had the better prime?
No, it was who
But
would
Dub-
have the better prime. It said which player not in their prime will have the best prime, and you picked Jordan Poole and got mad that Dub
couldn't have
picked
been.
Luka.
So I think that Jordan Poole is going to have a better prime than Luka Doncic.
Well, you were just
Just
mad
say
that
yes.
Dub picked
Just say
Luka.
yes. Just say
Well,
yes
no,
so I
because
can read the call.
you spent
Because
10 minutes arguing that Dub picking Luka was cheating.
That was not
Because
the premise.
Luka's
It was
in his prime.
Who is not in their prime has the higher ceiling once they get to their prime. That's how it was phrased. And I said, they'll pick Luka. And I said, how much higher can his prime be? So why would I say that then?
Shaq is
But
mad.
Dub, wait. Dub, I literally have drugged you up and down episodes. I knock on 143, Dub's dead body. Episode 99, Dub's dead body.
Shaq,
Episode 58,
stop.
Dub's dead body. And whoever wants to go back and check all
Stop.
those episodes, go do it.
Stop.
But anyway,
Shaq, we could do it. You try to
does he have the?
you try to battle,
does he have the white?
you try to,
Does she have the white sheet cover over his body?
and I peek. And
Yeah,
just to make sure. Just to make sure that he's gone.
we had a little back and forth today actually, and that didn't really go in your favor.
Oh, so you just won that back and forth just now.
I think it was a close one, but I think I got that one.
So
Wait,
you
what one
just
was
said
this
I've
one?
never the one where he just brought up Jayson Tatum and Kevin Durant. Dub won that.
Oh, okay. So, this is what I was confused about. So, Shaq, you think JT should get slandered, and Dub, you think he shouldn't?
Yes.
So you lost then, Dub.
I think you should get slandered. I'm not gonna lie to you.
because no, it's just, you lost. If you're the best player on that trajectory, no matter what, and he played bad. Like even if they wasn't comparing him to KD and the expectation of KD, when they swept Brooklyn, when he go into Game 6 and do what he did against Milwaukee, when he go to Miami in Game 7 and win those games, when you get to the final, the expectations is already there, not because of nothing else, but based on what you've already showed us, and that's that. So he deserves. But
Dell.
what? You said growing pains. This is his third or fourth time making the Eastern Conference Finals. The first time going.
Why would I sit here? Hold on. Can I rebuttal what you're about to say?
Wow, double homicide on the show today.
After this, how you said growing pains, right? They won. They swept Brooklyn. The same Brooklyn team they lost to last year. One growing pain, one check. They Milwaukee Bucks, a team that eliminated them in one of these runs. A growing pain check.
That Brooklyn and Boston Celtics team was not the same team, though. We're not going to do that. He didn't have Jaylen Brown, and the Nets had James Harden.
But still, it's still something checked off.
Okay, go ahead.
Still something checked off. Miami Heat, another team they lost to in the bubble, checked off that their core guys of Smart, Brown, and Tatum were there for that. They all go on the podium. Yo, we learned this, we learned that. I get it. Our thing is they could have lost the finals fine. The fact of the matter, people are just saying Jayson Tatum is getting slandered because he proved what he is and what he could be, and he didn't show up. And that's it. That's all. And he deserves that. I'm not demeaning his game. I love him.
So Dell, growing pains, right? Those times where they did, right? They had a Kemba Walker, they had a Kyrie. Well, Kyrie wasn't there for the first time, but they had Terry Rozier there. This year, they don't have a point guard. It's literally Marcus Smart and Jayson Tatum taking on the playmaking responsibilities. That's a part of growing pains, Dell. So yes, they're playing. Wait. I let you go on this whole little soliloquy.
I'm gonna write this question in my notes.
Go ahead. Write it down. All right. So they sit here. They're learning. They're playing a new, different role. They're learning how to play with one another, learning the system, and learning how to play make for the guys around them. That's growing pains. They sit there and go all the way. They sit there and go all the way to the NBA Finals, bro. All the way to the NBA Finals. And they were losing games mainly because of turnovers. Because of what? Because of their lack of playmaking that they have not done for their whole entire careers. So no, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, JT, you're not really that guy. Oh, JT, yes, you look at them like, nah, you played bad, you played terrible and everything like that. But I'm not going to be like, nah, you're not that guy and sit here to crucify you for what you did when you're doing a role that we didn't expect you for his whole entire career, bro.
Let me ask you a question. So first of all, it's the weirdest thing to me. Growing pains in the first round sweep. Oh, they're progressing, Dub. What you're not understanding, you're talking about growing pains in basketball of a team that lost Game 6 in the finals. Like honestly, they are where they're supposed to be based on where they've been already.
Right.
That's like look at your favorite guy, Tyler Hero, and even a Jordan Poole. You could say Tyler Hero, right? He was. You were getting mad at him. You were saying this and that about him because he was playing bad. We come to find out he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's growing pains. I totally get what you're saying, but every slander JT is getting out is just because of who he showed himself to be. Like you can't say, oh, they're doing something they wasn't asked of. What the? Of course. It must have been working. They're in the finals. Like, I, Steph, get to the finals and learn to shoot now. They're there.
So
They're
Dale,
there.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right? If you sit here, right, and let's say you're doing a tournament. You're doing a tournament, right?
Okay, wait, no. I don't. Wow, just clicked.
What kind of tournament?
Hold on, right? It just clicked. It just clicked in my brain. Literally just clicked. Why do you think people are so surprised about Kevin Durant? What just happened?
Because I just walked through it with Shaq. Because what he's shown us for
exactly.
the years.
Say it again.
For the years. For what he's shown us for years.
Exactly. What did Jayson Tatum show us these whole playoff on?
He showed us that he was amazing. But this is something that he hasn't showed us. I mean, let's be real, Del. He hasn't showed us this in his whole entire career. This is the first year Jayson Tatum playing on this high of a level. So yes, him playing on this high level, I'm gonna reward him for playing that high of a level, going to the finals with his team, doing the things that he hasn't done for his career.
But we're not asking him to win. I'm asking him to just play better. You saying it's growing pains when he don't play bad, but we're giving him all his flowers when he plays good. So when he plays good, why don't you say he conquered those growing pains? And when he plays bad, no one is ever as consistent as they can be. It's growing pains when he plays bad, but when he gets to have 46 in Game 6, he's one of them ones. So that day he didn't need growing pains.
Did I say he was one of those ones?
That day, no. That's
did
what
I say?
Word is saying. I could say that because I believe he's one of them ones.
Nobody was calling him. Nobody. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. But nobody was calling him. Nobody was calling him a top five player, maybe top 10. Whoever was doing that was reaching way too far with Jayson Tatum. And this is why this is all subject to somebody's own opinion. When I sit here, Jayson Tatum's ranking for me, I'm not a big supporter of, JT scoring 46 in Game 6. We got to put him on this crazy high level. I'm not a big supporter either of, he has 13 in the finals. We got to lower him either. He was who he was, bro. So no, I'm not going to big him up or knock him because he showed me exactly who he was for me. He's a top 15 player. He's a top 15 player, period. And with those growing pains, which he had, which is the playmaking factor in the Boston Celtics, he does have potential to move on up. But if he's a top 15 player for me, I'm not moving him on my list. He shows me the good with the bad. Why would I slander him? I know that's what Jayson Tatum is. I know he's learning how to play make. I know that he has these little negatives in his game. So why am I going to slander for him if I already know all of this?
To be honest, a lot of the reason why people decide to slander Jayson Tatum is because there's a huge narrative around him potentially moving into the top 10 off of his play this playoffs. And yes, he was a first-team All-NBA caliber player this year. So people were wondering if he had arrived. And there are the people that are going to rebuttal that. And at the end of the day, that's the reason why people decide to slander Jayson Tatum, because they don't feel like that he has arrived, and people are saying that, or they feel like that even for the way that he's played the entire playoffs, even with the lack of playmaking on their team, he's still massively underperformed in the finals, which we didn't expect. And that's
why he should get the slander that he gets.
Because of what? Because of the expectations. Because the expectations of what other people are putting on him. Because of the other people. Because the other people put him on top. He didn't put that on himself. He's just going out there to play the damn game, Shaq. You don't sit there and go out on the court and put anything on yourself when you sit to play. You sit there and play, Shaq. You don't put anything on himself.
So we sing Jimmy Butler's praises when he goes out there and Superman teams to the playoffs and deep runs. But when other players put up numbers, efficient numbers, he doesn't deserve that.
You give people's flowers to what they deserve.
They were 10th in the East, 10th, 11th in the East. They completely turned the whole season around and went to the finals. And you're telling me
You give people flowers for what they deserve. You also negate. You give people hate on what they deserve. But
So
when we are
then, what
talking
three
about
men in the league deserves more praise than
when we
Jayson
talking
Tatum?
about ranking players, we don't sit here and have to keep changing it up and down
Dub,
with
what
those
three
flat,
man?
with those good, with the bad.
Dub, what three man who's a forward in the league deserves more praise than Jayson Tatum this season?
Deserves more praise.
Yeah. What three man deserves more praise than Jayson Tatum for what he's done this season? Like the complete picture. He walked us all the way to the finals.
I don't want to
And
say
you're
it. I
telling
don't
me
want to say it because people are gonna say bias, but it's gonna be my. If we're gonna debate it, like debatably, it could be debatably Jimmy Butler.
okay, but it's not more than Jayson Tatum.
I said it's debatable. I'm not gonna debate it. I said
Anytime you
debatably it
have to
could be. It
come
could be
in with
50-50.
it's debatable, yeah, like if you're using the word debatable, then
How?
for your guy, you're using debatable. So I don't know. I think
I don't feel like being called biased right now, but if I could sit here and give solid points for Jimmy Butler on why he deserves more praise, the same points I could give for Jayson Tatum. For those guys, I'm not gonna argue for either or because it doesn't matter to me. But you asked me a question and I gave you an answer.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Do you feel like you won?
Did pretty good.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh my God.
Marz, who won?
I'll be real. I don't even know what you guys were arguing about. I zoned out. I just heard you saying Jayson Tatum didn't deserve to be criticized, and then that's as far as it went for me. I don't agree with that, but that's about it.
All right. We have some super chats. JF donated, said, Dub looks like Peter Parker with glasses. Okay. He also donated through the super chat saying, Henny Marz versus Hoodie Dub is the real dream matchup. Flipping your
my
guys'
God.
roles. Crazy Rosanero. Dell, this is for you. This is your guy. Hey, Dell, KD met a girl last night who told him she'd show him a good time. So when they went outside, she ran 100 meters in 9.72 seconds. All right. Good time. She ran a good time, I guess. Thank you for the super chat. Shaq, did you come here to push any agendas today?
Oh, I was legit just wondering what was going on. Like I was sad that I couldn't make the show, so I just wanted to tap in. I don't know what's next on the dock. But I do want to have a conversation though eventually because I've seen the TikTok of the top three in each position. So I would just want to know like that 4 through 6 spot of every position. Because I just want to know who that next tier. And I also wanted to know who were like the first tier guys in the NBA right now. Like not superstar, but just like first tier as far as like impact on their team. These are just things that I was thinking about, and I didn't look at the doc. Ron did the doc, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I think I was just curious. But unless you guys have something else better to do, I can go back to packing happily.
Packing your clothes or packing Dub up?
Oh,
that's tough.
He was not just because you don't agree with it. And let's clarify something. Just because you don't agree with it, don't mean that I was losing the argument. Because Shaq honestly said a bunch of nothing. Dell was actually better than Shaq. I'll say that.
You don't have to pit me against Dell because I know you'll never beat Dell in any argument ever. You won't even make it debatable. I've seen Dell pack you up like. Whew.
Oh my God.
Whew. But
Wow.
I'm down for some 1v1s. Like I'm never running from any smoke. I'm pretty sure Tucson is, Super Kurt is, Marz is. I'm down for 1v1s. I don't care. Shaq can come up with the topics and get packed up. Dub, and that was straight to you. But Marz, you can catch some work too.
What you say? I don't know. I wasn't listening. What you
He
say?
wants another 1v1.
Another one? Oh my God, Shaq. Shaq wants on the Redeem tour.
Chat, while we're here, 240 of you all in here, 80 likes. Let's get the likes up on the video. Come on. Come on. You guys want to do 1v1s?
We could.
What else is on the dock?
We're just gonna talk about Kyrie and I'm
Don't
looking
wanna
through
talk
really
about
quick.
Kyrie.
No, we're gonna talk about
Please.
Kyrie for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure
Is
getting
Kyrie the
discussed.
coaching part?
Uh,
Is this the coaching one?
we could talk about that too, but that wasn't the that wasn't the main.
What else
That was
did
the weirdest
Kyrie do?
It's
about
nothing that he
Kyrie
did. We're,
Irving to play with LeBron.
yeah, we're talking about
potentially.
where he could go, but yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Ah, okay.
We'll
Yeah,
get to
that's
that.
solid.
If no one else is trying to do ones, I mean, we could get to it now because this is Shaq's favorite topic right here.
It might turn into ones, but let's get it.
Yeah, ones are better when they happen naturally.
This is a shoot around.
All right, this is a shoot around. All right, let's
If
talk
y'all
about
wanna check balls, whatever.
this. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving. So there's rumors going around that Kyrie may not.
Hold on. Sorry, JD. Casual killer, easily. Yes, he is. Continue.
There's rumors going around that Kyrie could potentially not re-sign with the Brooklyn Nets. They're still in negotiations with contract dealings, and of course, the Nets are trying to get some kind of incentivizing him to play more next season and whatnot. So they're still negotiating. There's grumblings going around that he could potentially sign with the Knicks. But most interestingly, a Lakers rumor, a reunion with him and LeBron. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yo, Dale, not for nothing, as you would say, bro. I can't go through another season of KD and Kyrie. I'm just sorry. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to see that. It's like witnessing what's happening with LeBron when AD's injured and Russ is there. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, Russ, like, come on. KD or Kyrie needs to go.
How many seasons have you been through? This is what, the second one? Like one and a half, maybe?
I was just about to say that. They've only played 1.5 seasons.
Yo, listen. When you get cancer and beat it, you never want it back. You just know right away. You just know. After chemo, you just know. I don't want this in my life anymore. And that is what this is. I'm sorry. You just know. I don't need too much. That first round, that first batch was enough. I'm walking away. This is nuts. And you think that they're about to run the table after they just got swept?
Do you think if you pair them
at best?
Do you think that if you like were to get them a true point guard, a true point guard that's not like Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant, someone that can truly play make for them, do you think that would make the team better and they could potentially go to the finals? Because if they had
well, according to Dub, that's all that's missing on every team, a point guard. I just want to know who's the point guard. Who's the Magic
Shaq,
Man?
what are you
Who
talking about?
Just wait for Ben Simmons. Just wait for Ben Simmons to come back.
There we go.
Ben Simmons going to be Draymond Green. Steve Nash is going to be Steve Kerr. They're going to make the Warriors in the East. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's what they're going to do.
I feel like the NBA is just a bunch of divas anyways. Like, every team has something weird going on. And I'm just like, every day it's just drama somewhere. Somebody beefing. I don't get it. It's starting to feel WWE-ish. That's all that I'm saying with the narratives that are being pushed. Every team has some clown or some guy or something. It's just weird to me. That's all that I'm saying. I'll leave it at that. And the Nets have two.
I feel like it makes it better for the league. It's just more interesting now.
I'm tired of it. Why we just can't even the playing field? 2 superstars per team, and let's see who can really get busy out here. That's what.
So you want to never be like that because of small market teams. Like, I don't know about you.
I'm tired of the super team era because it's all that we see. We get super teams that don't work out, and then their superstars are just wasted. We get super teams that sometimes work out, and then the years of their prime are wasted. Why you just can't match up with the big or match up with the guard or just do something where it's 2 of you, a nice bench is evenly spread, and we just see who dukes it out.
That's easy to say, but like, you're gonna have to give a valid reason why a top 10 player.
Hard cap.
No, why should a top 10 player go to Indiana?
What do you mean?
Like, why would a top 10 player be like, yeah?
Well, then the Pacers need to remove their team. I don't know what you want me to say. If people can't go to Indiana, which I was born and raised, it's the freaking, but you can go to New York City where it's literally the concrete jungle. It's just icy during the winter. So you can go play in New York, but you can't go play in India.
Yeah, it's New York.
Okay. I seen.
So wait,
I'm seeing all these
Shaq,
teams make the play. Yeah.
Shaq, what are you angry about? Super teams? Like who's making a super team right now?
You mean who's on a super team?
Who's on a super team right now?
That is true.
Like Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's not a
Brooklyn lost
I
James
wouldn't
Harden.
say
They're
that.
not a super team anymore.
Brooklyn with Ben Simmons is a super team. If Golden State with Draymond is a super team. Because I promise
Golden
you, Ben
State's not
Simmons.
a Golden State's
Golden State's not a super team.
I'm not gonna lie. This has always been an
Warriors are not a
unpopular
super
opinion of mine, but you can argue that before
I don't want to.
Warriors could
I
have
do
been a
not
super
wanna-
team, but now they're not a super team. Definitely.
I
not.
don't want to.
Wait, Kurt, say that
I
again.
don't.
You could argue that Clay, Draymond, and Curry were once upon a time a super team with just those three. You could have argued that.
I was told a super team, it couldn't, you had to like get someone, they couldn't all be drafted to the same team. That's what I was told.
I've heard that.
No homegrown team will be viewed as a super team. No
Yeah,
homegrown
that's what I'm
team
saying.
will
I
ever
think
be viewed as-
OKC with Harden, Russell, and KD wouldn't be viewed as a super team.
Wait. If you benefit from once upon a time being a super team, then you're a super team. Having Kevin Durant there, that was a fucking super team. Now I'm about to get tight, and I'm not trying to get tight today. I told y'all that I'm here for a good time. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that KD was there, that's a super team.
KD hasn't been there in KD hasn't been there in 4 years.
That's a super team, but
Okay.
Hold on, Shaq. What is super
what
team?
is a super team right now? Though.
Wait. Because you guys aren't seeing the bigger picture after I had to do this for 3 straight episodes. So what was the benefit that Golden State has right now from Kevin Durant coming there that no other team has? Okay, you gonna get quiet?
You talking about Wiggins?
Oh, you talking about the sign and trade? Oh,
he's talking about how he's talking about D'Lo and KD agreed to a sign and trade, and we got D'Lo who traded for Wiggins, and now we have a championship. So KD basically got us this championship.
So okay, since you're not a super team, do you win the? You're not a super team. Do you win this championship without Andrew Wiggins?
I don't think we do.
Of course.
Okay, how did you get Andrew Wiggins?
Through trading D'Angelo Russell.
And how did you get D'Angelo Russell?
He agreed to sign and trade to the Warriors, and KD agreed to sign and trade to the Nets.
When KD was on the Golden State Warriors, was it a super team?
Yes.
So do you see what I'm trying to say here, Marz? Or do I need
but
to further
KD
explain
left
to
the
you?
team. He just
KD left the team, Shaq. There's no more super teams. There's
1,000%.
2 stars.
1,000%. But when D'Angelo Russell was there, was everybody healthy?
No.
Well, no.
Okay, so we don't know what that could have been. Just saying, but it's still kind of okay. D'Angelo Russell for sure. That's not what can we give?
Let me ask you this,
KD,
Shaq.
we gotta give up
Let me ask you this, Shaq. Is Klay
How do
Thompson
you
the same?
get
Is Klay
Andrew
Thompson
Wiggins-
the same Klay Thompson right now?
You said what?
Is Klay Thompson the same Klay Thompson right now?
I don't. This
That-
narrative
in
that's
years
being
past.
pushed
In years past.
Of course not. Of
Okay.
course not. But
Now
it's
let
not
me
that
ask you
far
another.
off.
Let me ask you
But it's
another
not
one.
that.
Is
So
Draymond Green?
compared
Is
to Klay- hold on,
Draymond Green?
hold on,
Is
hold on,
Draymond?
hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait. I'm not.
Dub,
I got.
Dub,
It's a
Dub,
series of
Dub,
questions.
Dub,
It's a
Dub.
series
No.
of questions.
And
Is
I can
Draymond
rebuttal
Green
at any time.
the same?
No, Dub. I need a no, Dub. If Klay was an A when he was healthy, what is he now? What's his letter grade compared to that?
Say B plus. B.
So if he was an A before and he's a B plus now, where was the fall off? Because I still see him hitting clutch ass threes from
Draymond
deep
Green.
in flurries.
Draymond Green. Is
What
Draymond
about
Green the
Draymond?
same? Is Draymond Green the same that he was before?
He's the
Before
same
KD
as
got
Draymond.
there?
He's the
When's
exact same
before?
Draymond.
Before KD
He's the
before
exact
KD
same
got
Draymond.
there.
He just doesn't
Oh.
shoot threes. He's the exact same Draymond. He
So
just does not shoot threes.
How come
He
no
got
one's
worse,
brought up
right?
the
He
fact
got
that there were
worse.
3
He got worse
Warriors players in the
offensively.
All-Star game this year?
Yeah.
What is
Okay.
that?
You mean
What does that
every
mean?
year?
So why
Yeah.
couldn't they be considered a super team if they have 3 All-Stars?
I mean, the 3 All-Stars
And
makes it a super
hold
team.
on, time out.
okay.
The league always does that with the best teams. Like, remember when Boston was at the top of the league and they consistently had Kevin Garnett, Rondo.
Oh, you mean the super team?
I mean, I remember Atlanta had
Tucson.
four.
I didn't think you were going that way too far. I was like, damn, he should have used. In my mind, I'm like, damn, he should have used
I'm not
Atlanta.
gonna lie. Once I started talking about, I was
People
like,
bring
damn,
up the
that
Hawks,
actually-
right?
Yeah, but
posted.
Atlanta had Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver.
Yeah,
Paul
that
Millsap,
too.
and Al
Yeah,
Horford.
Atlanta.
Should
Exactly.
have used that one first.
Yeah,
no
that
one's
would have been a
calling
better
that
one.
Like the All-Star game is just a popularity contest.
Yeah, I was just about to say
it
the
doesn't
All-Star
show
game's
how
a
good you are.
popularity contest, though. That I don't think that ties into anything.
Like Andrew Wiggins had all the K-pop fans voting for him. and all
It's
of
a
Canada.
popularity contest, but it seems like all the super teams, all three of their players just happen to miraculously end up in there year after year. On
Wait, but
all the
Shaq-
best teams,
Shaq,
sir.
But y'all don't think Warriors is a super team right now, though?
no, they're
No.
not.
No, they're not. But like,
I mean, I don't know what the definition of
I
a
would
super team is, but
disagree.
if this is
I
one, then-
think a super team is a team that's buoyed. Like they all have homegrown talent.
No, but
And
that's
it's-
where I
and it-
push back. That's where I push back because I feel like
And
that. I feel
I
like
think
with super
Andrew
teams,
Wiggins
they're
being
able
an
to
all-star
keep-
starter, he can make the case that the Warriors are a super team, though. The
No,
three all-stars
they're
are there.
not.
Andrew
he's
Wiggins.
like one of them.
Not.
Like, he
If
should
you
have
want
had
to
it
be
all.
real,
Get it off.
this might be.
Oh my.
I might sound crazy, but Andrew Wiggins to me is just Harrison Barnes 2.0. If you want me
he's
to be
better than
honest.
her. He's
better than Harrison
Barnes.
Barnes.
Better.
Yes,
He's
I
better
agree.
than
But
Harrison
I'm just saying he
Do you
plays
just turn
that
the-
role that Harrison
the
Barnes.
TV off when he gets the ball on
I
offense.
mean, KD played that role, but I'm not going to go into that.
But I think that I disagree
was
when
gross.
people say that super
He
teams
did,
are
he just
all
did it
teams that are
better.
bought.
That KD played the role of Harrison Barnes.
Didn't say that.
Yes.
Then say he did it much better.
He did do it much better, but so did Andrew Wiggins.
It's a difference between
that's his
Ant-Man and
role.
Iron Man. Yeah,
I don't know who Ant-Man is, but yes.
What,
Wait,
Marz?
what do you mean the
I got a
role?
question.
What do you mean the role?
Mars is being
Um,
disgusting, but carry
the
on.
role of like someone who attacks one-on-one, doesn't really have to create for other people, and then defensively you just another cog in the system. Like that's his role. Andrew Wiggins has more defensive responsibility than KD did, but he had the similar role of one-on-one attack.
No, you don't have to do this.
That's your job.
Do you think?
We-
Oh, okay. Well,
But
I felt
KD
like
clearly did it like better than anyone ever could have done it. Like he was still clearly.
Oh, okay. Basically,
that
you're
guy.
saying he replaced them. This position.
Yeah,
Tucson,
like he wasn't asked to do
Yeah.
anything extracurricular.
you see how Mars
I
is
would
quiet
say-
when you say. Go
I
ahead,
would
Jeff.
say they both had the big defensive responsibility. You're boasting it more because I remember KD them 2 championship teams. He was blocking everything at the rim.
Yeah,
I
he
would
was
say, like, him,
he was
the
our
way
he
he
was our
protected
primary
the
rim
rim.
protector.
Yeah, it could be like as him, Wiggins, and the primary on-ball defender. But okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I wouldn't push back too much on that. That's fair enough.
Tucson, I just have a quick question for you because you said that a super team is bought, correct?
Yeah.
That's even worse. Like, it's one thing to say like 3 super like duper talented players forming together. Anyway, how is a super team? But if you think that Golden State Warriors team is not bought, you're sadly mistaken. And that's the same thing with Mars. And it's not their fault. The owners get away with it. The league let them get away with it because if they draft a player, they can offer the player.
Yeah.
So then you add in the sign and trade. Now I can keep giving this player the max contract, and I can give the rest of my team. Jordan Poole's about to get 4 years, $100 and whatever $million. Draymond's about to re-up for whatever because we drafted these guys. It's a crazy loophole.
I
And-
think
and-
that's
not-
where the disconnect is, though.
It's not a
because I don't
loophole.
think
That's
we
what they
should-
did
I don't
for the
think
small
we should
market
chastise
teams.
They should give-
organizations. I don't think we should
did
chastise
it for the
organizations
small
for
market
drafting and
teams.
developing well.
Yeah, they did it for
it
small
for
market
the
teams so they could retain their
So-
players they drafted and they would just go
Exactly,
to LA
exactly.
every
They
off
should
season.
get rewarded for it just because
Thank
they were
you.
able to
That's
keep
why
that
that's
shit.
why you can offer your players more
Wait.
money if you draft them so they don't leave and just
Wait.
everyone
So
goes
if they
to the
did that for
Lakers.
small market teams, why have the Golden State Warriors been exploiting it for the last 6 years? If it's
I
for
mean,
small market teams,
No,
Because
the
the
rule
Golden
was
State
put
Warriors
in.
just
The rule was
between-
put in there to help small market teams, but it's not our fault that
So
we
who-
drafted
so-
well and
so-
kept our players as well.
Yo, but
that's
Warriors
100%
wasn't
a fact,
even
but-
winning. Wait, the Warriors wasn't even winning chips until
Dub, hold-
recently,
Dub,
bro.
Dub,
What are you
Dub,
talking
Dub, Dub,
about?
Dub,
They just
Dub, I
became a
said
big
the
market
last-
team.
I said the
When they
last
won their
6
first
years.
ring,
Dub, you're stating the obvious. I said the last 6 years. Please pipe it down. I'm sorry. You don't have to jump into this trying to get your rocks off. It's not needed. I'm just proving
Shaq,
a point that you said
Shaq,
Warriors.
your point
wait,
doesn't make
wait.
sense.
Wait, you said that a super team is not bought. And I'm letting you know that they have
I
the
say
highest
nothing.
payroll in the league year after year after year. So you tell me, what are they buying if super teams are not bought? Why are you giving all of these players this much money that other superstars are making in other cities if they're not max players? Why are they getting anything close to it if they're not that nice?
Because
I'm just trying to figure it
in
out.
order to keep them, you have to pay them. That's the
Of-
whole
of-
point
of-
of being
of
able to
course you
pay
do, but
guys
it-
you
but it
drafted.
seems- So then you tell me another team other than the Golden State Warriors that have been able to take advantage of this loophole like this. Name me one other team that this.
There hasn't been teams. There hasn't been teams that were able to do what they did.
There hasn't been teams that have been as competitive with their drafted players. I mean, OKC had the chance and they chose not to re-up James Harden.
James Harden, exactly.
Like they chose not to do that. They could have done it. They just didn't.
That's why a league needs a hard cap, and that's all that I'm saying. It just needs to be in place so things are even around the board. You don't need a soft cap because there's not enough talent, Marz. As I told you before, months ago, I told you there's not enough talent in the league for this rule to be in place. Nobody drafts this well. But when you're playing with the best shooter of all time, when you're playing with so you're playing with one of the best shooters of all time. He's arguably a top 10 player all of a sudden. Correct. Marz, you're only supporting this because this is your fake team, and I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that.
I just don't get how you're mad that we draft well. Denver are doing the same thing. Denver are doing the same thing right now with Jamal, MPJ, and Jokic. They drafted them. They paid them more. Michael Porter Jr. isn't getting 170 mil anywhere else, but he got it from Denver.
You tell me the teams that have benefited from this rule, and don't say, "Oh, I don't know." Tell me the teams that have benefited from this rule, Marz, and we can move on.
Tell me what the rule is that you can draft. You can re-sign your drafted players.
1,000%.
Any team that has drafted a player.
Tell me who has benefited from these rules. I'm just asking a simple question. Why can't you answer the question?
Okay, and I'll leave it alone. Benefited. Golden State have benefited. What other teams have benefited?
Denver. Wait. Denver benefited in what way?
They made the conference finals with their 3 players. They've managed to re-sign Michael Porter Jr. to 170 mil. Jamal Murray's on like a max contract. Jokic is getting a super max. That's 3 max contract guys because they drafted them. They wouldn't get that any other way.
How wouldn't they get that, but other players get that? You don't think somebody would have took a pay cut to keep the core together? And that's neither here nor there because.
But that's the point. They'd have to take a pay cut. These guys don't have to because they were drafted to the team. You can afford to pay them more. It's the same reason. That's just how it is. You draft someone, you can pay them more. So that's the incentive to stay in the team.
So did Kevin Durant or LeBron James or any mega superstar go to that market and play with Jokic? Do you see the loophole here that I'm trying to?
It wasn't a loophole. Warriors could only get KD because Steph was on 11 mil a year.
No.
That's why we got KD
after KD came. Yes. So do you not understand?
That's not a loophole. Steph had injuries. He got paid 44 million. That's what happens.
Okay, so after Steph got paid his whatever bread that he got, Kevin Durant signed and traded. He did that out of pity. Yes. There was no other reason for Kevin Durant to sign there and trade. So now do you see the problem?
That's because the Nets, D'Angelo Russell was a free agent. He also signed and traded. We forget that part. Both of them were free agents. They both agreed to a mutual sign and trade. Also, the Nets wanted to get rid of D'Angelo Russell because Kyrie Irving was set to come and they needed to free up the money. So they just said it made sense. We give you guys D'Angelo Russell, in which D'Angelo Russell agreed to do that. He didn't have to agree. He could have just said no.
Golden State did exactly what they should have done. Golden State did exactly what they should have done.
That's all I'm saying is
there should be a hard cap. That's all I'm saying. There should be a hard cap.
And what is
that's all that I'm saying?
Like how much should it be?
I don't think you should be able to sign 3 max to anybody. If somebody wants to take a pay cut, then I'm with that.
That's how we got KD in the first place because Steph was on less money.
But because he was injured. But if he wasn't injured and he was killing, KD wouldn't be there, correct?
Yes, right, that's not a loophole. That's just how it went.
I'm letting you know. Would Kevin Durant be there if you could only sign 2 max players?
Well, he would have came originally, yes, because the only guys that were on maxes were.
So then who would have left?
KD. No one would have had to leave because Steph still had a year left on his contract at 11 million.
No, you're looking at this from, I don't know this is how much this team makes. This is how much this team.
I do. Draymond Green was making about 20 a year.
Okay, so do you think they would have been able to keep
85.
Okay, so do you think
Clay hadn't got maxed
keep their whole team? Do you think they would have been able to keep their whole team with KD and Steph there?
No. But we would have got KD
do we
for a year. That's the whole point I just said.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, Marz, you can have your dynasty. I'm not mad at that, bro. Okay. Like, you guys should have won it this year. You had the best team. But all I'm saying is we have all of these players, and I'm telling you the league has no talent. I tell you this over and over again. And you keep trying to tell me that the league
You tell me
talent.
This is the toughest era of all time, but now it has no talent. That's why I don't get
it. I said
you said Michael Jordan was playing against nobodies, and now you're saying the league now has no talent.
Wait, Marz, I know you don't feel like you're losing this bad to where you just lied in front of everybody.
So you haven't said that. You haven't said that LeBron was
I
playing
said
in the
that
toughest
right
era,
now.
and that Michael and the '90s was guys were dribbling 100. You
Marz,
didn't
I'm
say
not.
that.
Oh, JD, let's move along. Marz, that's the first lie I've ever heard you tell on the show, and that's fucking crazy.
If that's
But
a
let's
lie,
move on.
okay. But I
Let's move
vividly
along.
remember you talking about the talent level of the '90s.
So
but
right, so
I
the
guess.
2000s. So the 2000s.
You said Michael Jordan was killing nobody. That's what you said.
But you just said that I said that this was the hardest era.
That's all you talk about with LeBron and how he's been playing the Spurs and the Warriors and how
Do you
he's
know
not meant to
how
have 6
it's
rings.
year 20,
Your whole go-to
22,
argument is
he's
how
been
many
in the
rings would
league
Michael
for-
Jordan have in this era? That's the whole
The
argument.
year is 2022. How long has LeBron James been in the NBA? Did he just
19
zap
years.
in 20?
19 years, but your argument is always how many rings would Michael Jordan have in this era? And clearly LeBron only won rings in the 2010s to 2020s. So we're clearly not talking about the 2000s. Because you said put him in the 2010s. That's what you said.
Bet. I guarantee your Golden State Warriors is smoking all them MJ teams since you want to talk. So then
But you're the one that said there was no talent.
So then don't bring up that point.
You told me there was no talent, and now you're saying these teams are smacking everyone.
If these era teams are smacking your Chicago Bulls, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't cater.
They're not being the 7-2 and 10.
But even if they would, you're the one that said the 90s had no talent. So you bringing that point up means nothing. It's just that you said that this era, you just said right now, the talent isn't high enough.
Marz,
and now you're saying the talent is beating everyone.
You just told a bold-faced lie, and nobody.
What was the Marz lie?
The lie was that I said Shaq said the 90s talent pool was questionable and that MJ was cooking plumbers, which is what he said. Vividly, I remember him saying
I never said plumbers about the 90s. He said it about the 80s, but he definitely always did the 90s players.
He's very much so criticized the players that Michael Jordan was cooking.
Tell him in the context that I said it. Tell him in the context that I said it.
You said Michael Jordan. You said Michael Jordan was cooking guys that were
You said that I said that this is the best era. He made it. And then you brought up that era.
No, but when he did say the Mike stuff, he was comparing it to like who LeBron had to guard while he was cooking compared to.
Yeah, so he's saying that the talent level in the 90s clearly was inferior, but now he's saying the talent level today is inferior. That's what I'm saying is a contradiction.
Shaq's exact words was, "This is the weakest talent right now in the league," and that's what's his exact words right now. So I mean, regardless of what Shaq said before. Like before this episode, that's what Shaq is talking about right now, and that's the argument that we're having.
Okay, but it's just a contradiction when you talk about the talent level of previous eras and say
no,
it's
it's not.
No, Michael Jordan isn't good enough.
Marz, it's a contradiction when you just literally say Shaq said that this is the best era right now. What? You just said that for no reason. You didn't have to say that. Why did you say that?
You said that Michael Jordan was killing inferior talent. And then you also said Michael Jordan in this era isn't getting half of those rings off because he isn't beating half of these teams. So either Michael Jordan is clearly not good enough because he was beating guys who weren't good in the 90s, and the talent level or the teams he's playing in the 2010s are better. So clearly you're saying the 2010s are better than the 1990s, but now you're saying the talent level in the 2010s is not good enough.
Marz, you tell me how you feel about the situation. You tell me which era was better.
I don't know which era was better, but I'm not comparing.
No.
eras.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Now you're not comparing eras. You're only saying that because, okay, who do you have number one overall?
The best player of all time is Michael Jordan.
Oh my God!
There's no way you just did this.
I said
did what, Shaq? What are you talking about?
But Marz, so you never said that LeBron James was the best player of all time, ever. Never once on the show.
I said LeBron was the greatest. God. I said Michael Jordan's the best.
So why is LeBron the greatest, but MJ
longevity is why LeBron's the greatest player of all time. I also said this last episode. It's also on TikTok. So if you just want to like refresh your memory, just look on the Players Choice TikTok. It's all there.
Damn. That was cold.
Shaq about to lead the call.
Shaq is definitely about.
This is my shit. Why would I leave my shit?
Yo.
Why would I leave my shit? What do you mean Shaq about to start booking niggas off the line? And then trying to create narratives, and then Marz comes along with the UK accent, and all of a sudden everything he says is wrong. And Dub in the back.
It's not Shaq. Shaq.
Get it off your face.
Get
Dub,
it off my
your
face,
face.
Shaq. That
Get
is
it off your
wild. How
face.
many times?
Get
How
it,
many times
get
you
it
really
off
dick
your
rode this
face.
guy, especially
Get
when he
it
first
off.
came on? Is
Get it
ridiculous,
off.
Shaq.
Get it
Yo,
off your
Shaq.
How
face.
did how did we
Get
get
it off your
here?
face.
How
Shaq,
did we
Get it
get
time
off.
out.
here?
Yeah,
What
Time
this
is
is a
out,
little
Shaq, bro.
crazy.
Get it off, Dub. Get it off, Dub.
Shaq is just mad. He's been taking L's recently, and it is what it is. Jay, we could go to the next topic.
Shaq is always getting. It's miraculous how Shaq is just always getting cooked, but nobody else is. Marz has never got cooked. Dub, you're a self-proclaimed winner of the every single episode.
I never
we know
said
where you
that.
stand.
Who's saying this? And this is the thing you do a lot.
But this is
the thing you do a lot.
okay.
You put words in people's mouths where nobody said.
Hey,
that.
I put words in people's mouth in this. I put words in people's mouth, and this guy just said, and Dub, you had nothing to say about this. Shaq, you said that this was the greatest era, but the moment that he says something, you can go check TikTok and it's right there. That's the kill.
Yeah, wait,
That's
pause.
the
Right.
burn.
That's right. That's what I was. Why was that so like appreciated? Just checking the TikTok. I didn't get that either, though. Honestly,
I didn't.
No,
get
it
either.
was amazing. Tucson chimed in, super cut. I didn't hear you. It was just amazing. I'm sure JD.
It was a good stab, Shaq. What, you can't respect
How,
a good
though?
stab?
Go check
No, but
TikTok.
how?
It's right
Because if you it's not hard to understand what Marz said and with the LeBron and MJ.
No,
thing. There's literally TikToks.
No,
We was
phrase.
on.
No,
we was
not
on.
that. The phrase.
What are you talking about? Because it's not hard. The reason why it's funny, it's not hard to understand where Marz was going with the greatest / best thing. We were on the same episode together. I understood it perfectly. You obviously didn't. So Marz just sitting here and said, you know what, bro? You could go ahead and check the TikTok if you need to refresh your memory. Because obviously you don't remember it.
Man.
So yeah, Marz, that was nice.
This is the part we need to start rotating the panelists because I just can't with this shit. Every single episode, it's the same exact thing. Marz says something cool in his British tone. Dub loses his mind. Dub goes up against one of the Goliaths.
When have I ever lost
and then
my
all
mind?
of a sudden, Shaq smokes Marz in players' court. He loses. Shaq smokes Dub, maybe not smoked, but a debatable Dub, as you would like to say. Last week in the 1v1, and Shaq just gets smoked. Okay, all right. Okay, you got it. I told you, Shaq's Power Hour is coming. It's going to be every morning around 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Power
what do we call
hour.
this?
Power hour.
Shaq's, I'm telling you, I can't stand this madness. I don't even look at the chat anymore because I just know Marz up and down and all the Martians. He's done a good job in the Discord because he has the time. No shot. I'm just letting you know. I say that. No oohs, no ahs, but okay, cool, Marz. I don't know why you decided to get spicy. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why you decided to get spicy, but I'm just not the one. I'm not. And now Shaq will leave the Tucson. See you when I see you.
All right. We can move along.
He might join back. Knowing Shaq, he's probably going to join back.
All right.
He's definitely going to join back.
Super chats. It's about damn time. Said, no way in hell I'm giving Kyrie a max. Too many question marks. Kevon Jones said, Shaq always goes 1 versus 5 and it's fire. Love the pod. Alistair, Jordan would have more rings now back then. Jordan would have more rings now back then.
I think he means he'd have more rings now than
back then. That's
I'd assume so.
That's what I'm assuming.
I hate those little debates, bro. Because
So do
honestly, it all depends on the team that you're on. Like
Jay Reezy said, man, get in the ring. All right, so I want to go back to the Kyrie thing. Because we didn't really talk too much on it. So first, let's talk about LeBron, potential reunion with LeBron, Kyrie, and LA. Curious to hear you guys' thoughts, opinions on this. If this could even come true, and if it does, what's going to happen over there? Is that going to elevate them? What's happening? I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Have you guys seen the potential deal where it's like there's a three-team trade with the Rockets and John Wall goes to the Nets? LeBron and Lakers would get Kyrie and then Westbrook would go to the Rockets. I saw that. I'm not too sure about how I like that or if that's something that all three teams would want to be a part of. But I definitely think that if LeBron and the Lakers were able to get Kyrie back and replace a Russell Westbrook, I think that would pretty much make them once again title contenders. I'm not really sure what their bench is going to look like and how they're going to have to fill out the role players, but there would be question marks because not all three of them, actually maybe all three of them have like missed a decent amount of games over the past 2 years. So that would be, you know, a big question mark as far as how their team goes. But talent wise, they'd be up there. And I'd love to see Kyrie play with LeBron again, but I'm not sure like he would want to, because something that Kyrie has detailed in the recent podcast that he was on is he talked about how hard it is being a second star to LeBron and how people looked at him as though that's his child. And he kind of may not want to go back to that. But like, I would like to see how that team would look.
I don't see it happening. I mean, I'd like to see it, but that 3-team trade, I think, makes no sense for Brooklyn at all.
Yeah.
The Lakers contracts they have that can be moved for Kyrie is Russ and AD. They're the only guys that can make up that money. You don't trade AD for Kyrie Irving. That's just something you don't do. Russell Westbrook doesn't have the value to get you Kyrie. And then any 3-team trade, obviously John Wall's the only guy with that much money, and he's also kind of like untradeable at this point. So in terms of it actually making sense, like financially, no. In terms of what I want to see LeBron, Kyrie, and AD, also no, because I don't want them to beat the Warriors. But it would be a very good team and tough to beat.
Fair. Dell just sent a tweet to our Players' Choice group message. This is from Legion Hoops. Said rival teams are rooting for Kyrie Irving to walk away from the Nets with the belief that they could then put together a trade offer for Kevin Durant. Dell, do you think that if Kyrie's gone, KD is going to want out?
Man, I have no idea. It would show some loyalty, but I don't. To be honest, I don't know. It depends on what they get back. To be honest, I think he'll stay, but we'll see.
Didn't KD just
crazy
sign an
how
extension?
And KD did re-up, but in today's era, they just try to lock their money in and then be able to do what they want anyway.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's about.
I think, and I'm not sure if this is right, but I'm pretty sure I did hear that KD said if Kyrie's gone, he's gone as well. Correct?
I don't know.
I haven't seen that, but
nah. I could be wrong. I don't think that.
I know
don't think
Klay Thompson said that about Steve Kerr.
yeah, he said he's not playing for any other coach.
That's fire. But I don't think KD's staying, honestly, if Kyrie leaves. I just don't think he'll do it. I think he'll probably make a push. And I'm hoping, bro. I think the best thing for him to do is probably find a way to get to Miami.
But have you seen what NBA Twitter is saying?
Of course you think that.
That's perfect, bro. You got that score, that
Yep.
reliable score. You got Jimmy Bam in the defense. You probably package Lowry and Hero. I'm just saying, bro, that'll be a nice little picture. KD could get a ring. I'm just saying, bro, that'll be the perfect fit for KD, bro. Come join Miami real quick. Dell, you can tell him I said that.
I feel like every major superstar that ever is considered of being like released, traded, or sent somewhere else, you know, it's really just always, hey, I think they should go to either the Lakers or the Heat. It's always those two teams.
It used to be the Knicks, but no one likes James Dolan, so he'll never get like anyone. Like they really despise him. He think the Donald Sterling era. That's why they don't ever get. Yeah, they think he's along those lines.
Tough.
That's why Bron ain't go there.
You think that's the only reason he ain't go there, just because of him?
That's what LeBron said. He said, I was thinking when he was leaving, it was New York or Lakers. But I think James Dolan said something in their meeting, and the rest is history. The rest is history.
Dell, what time do you have to cut out?
I got like 10, 15.
Okay. Why don't let's do this. Let me see what we have on here, if there's any other news to get out. All right, let's just rank these 5. Let's end on this. I want you to rank these players in order 1 through 5. Ja Morant, Trae Young, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker. Ja Morant, Trae Young, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker. Marz, we'll start with you.
Jayson Tatum, Trae Young, Devin Booker, Ja Morant, Jaylen Brown.
Dub.
Wow. Jayson Tatum, Trae Young, Ja, Devin, Jaylen.
Dell.
I have a 1A and 1B, or 1AA, 1AA. And you know who the two are. I have Devin Booker and Jayson Tatum the exact same places, as always. I don't know who the. Today's what day?
Day of the week or
Wednesday? Yeah,
The
Wednesday.
day of the week. The day of the week.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
All right, so Wednesday today, I'll go with Devin Booker. So I'll go Devin Booker 1A, Tatum 1B, Trae and Ja. Damn. Ja been, I don't like the social media guy he's been, so I'm going to go Trae third, Ja fourth, Jaylen fifth.
Kurt.
First, Jayson Tatum. Second, Trae Young. Third, Devin Booker. Fourth, Ja. Fifth, Jaylen Brown.
Toussaint.
Tatum 1, Book 2, Ja 3, Trae 4, and then JB at 5. But yo, Del, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because I saw you said something about Ja. You don't like the social media guy he's becoming, right?
Yeah.
You think that team needs a vet, like a solid vet, like a UD to kind of keep them in check? Because I think Charlotte got that problem too.
Not a
UD is not stopping him from tweeting.
Yeah.
And I think I like the way they play on the court. They don't play like they have a good court balance and a good rapport for each other. So when I say the social media guy is only based on stuff he's saying, it's like he has arrived to a spot yet. It's like he's getting more cockier. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Wait, question. Did you just put Jaylen Brown over Trae Young?
No, everyone had JB last.
Yeah, I had JB last.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard different, but
we all know he's
like nowadays. No vet is coming in there and telling these players what to tweet or what to put on Instagram, because when they were playing, they didn't have none of that. So what are they gonna say?
I don't think that's a vet's job. They got guys who are growing up to help teach them with that, to help have classes on that. Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. They know what they should do. They're just not doing it. So no vet's gonna change that. I mean, bro, you grow up in being on that stratosphere, bro. Trust me, countless of people is gonna be in your corner. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. They all know that he's just not doing it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that one tweet about like letting someone meet hollows, he just can't say that.
That's what I mean. Like it's weird, you know.
And
I
didn't think anything he said was too bad until he said that. That's not something you could say.
I think Ja probably cut between it's, you know what? He's just probably not just trying to be like everybody, you know? He wants to be like, oh, I am an NBA star. I also have a life. I can be a regular person, even though I'm held to this little standard that everybody else puts me on. I get it. I just, it's just certain things you shouldn't do.
I don't think there's anything wrong with expressing himself, being himself, none of that. I do think that having a vet in his ear, I don't think that hurts at all. And then he could do what he wants with that information. But it never hurts to have somebody who's been in the limelight before, they've been in the league, so they understand how to move in certain situations, whether it's on or off the court. It would never hurt him, but it is what it is. Ja's gonna be Ja. That's why we love him. That's why I love him. So
he's all right.
Whatever, Marz. All right, any final words? Oh, before you guys see yourself out, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Oh, we just got a super chat Well, buzzer beater. What makes Trae Young a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown? And don't say because he shoots threes. We'll end on that question.
Playmaking.
Playmaking
Yeah,
ability, overall
playmaking.
impact on the game.
Wait. What was it?
What makes Trae Young a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown? And don't use 3-pointers.
Oh, playmaking. Yeah.
Good super chat, my friend.
Fire. All right. Any final words?
Warriors in 5.
Already? Before
Bradley
the
Already,
Beal to the
already.
Sixers. Bradley
Warriors in
Beal to the
5.
Sixers.
KD,
H-
if you're watching
H-
this, make your way to
HD
Miami,
signing
please,
out.
so that we can win a championship. Appreciate you, brother.
Bradley Beal's an unrestricted free agent today.
HD signing out. All right. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. We will see you on Sunday. Make sure you tap in again tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Gridiron with Dub. And Ron. Ron should be there, right?
Yeah, Ron will be there.
Fire.
And Kurt is going to join us.
And Kurt's going to join. Again, you get double dose of Dub and Kurt today. All right, y'all. We'll catch you next Sunday. Peace out.